Will told me to move over.
That OG
was gonna change.
stance.
I said, okay, I'm gonna move over.
That OG stance where you just everything you do is a lean back almost. That junk is amazing.
Here we go.
So did it pop up?
Something popped up.
Yeah. 60.
Right. Good.
That's what happens. You eat your vegetables every day. That's what that is. You look good, brother. Tell you. 60.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yours came up?
Yeah.
My shit ain't come up. It's all right.
Yeah, I'll send it back to you again, so it should pop up.
Let me get out of this and come back into it.
All right, so while we're finding that,
Classic Conversation with Jae Tea and Lo.
Straight crazy.
all right, first topic we're going to get into, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
We as a people.
Oh, we on now.
When it,
All right, we on now. Good deal.
Sometimes, when we try and do certain things and it doesn't go like we wanted it to go, we like to point fingers, blame it at other people, blame other people, because what we were trying to do didn't go our way. And I'm talking about in all facets of life here. So when is it time to take ownership and stop blaming others? And this is in dating, career-wise, relationships, parenting, just advancement in life, period. When do you stop saying, like one that I used to hate hearing was, oh man, they ain't give me the job they gave it to that white dude. Sometimes I want to say, well, could it be that the white dude deserved it more than you instead of him getting it just because he was white? I do know that happens, but that can't be it every time. At some time, and that's just one example. But like I said, I'm saying in relationships, business-wise, like I said, life advancement, parenting. We like to blame certain things. Oh, my kid learned that from such and such. No, they probably learned it, in the house while you was over there doing whatever. You ain't know that the kid was in the kitchen actually listening type of stuff. So, in your life, when do you actually take accountability and check the things that you're doing and seeing if you're doing everything that needs to be done to get something done?
I feel like all the time. You should take accountability within yourself all the time. I mean, that doesn't matter. I mean, I know for me personally, it took me a while to grow into that, but like now, I mean, whatever I feel like I've done, even in my marriage, I have no problem admitting it, because at the end of the day, it's just, you gotta look at yourself in the mirror, and if you can't look at yourself in the mirror and really realize that, you know what, hey, I fucked up. Now let me say something, instead of just being scared about it, just own up to it, especially as a man. But yeah, I feel like you should do it all the time.
But you
You're
said
wrong.
You said initially you should do it all the time, but then you said it took you a while. So when did it happen for you, and what did something make it? Was just transition? What was it?
No, first after I got out of my 20s, I can tell you that.
Okay.
But no, probably more or less is after I got married. Just used to one kind of lifestyle for a minute, and then as you get older, because I've been married now. Forgive me, babe.
I told you, be careful.
Right, 13 years. So, yeah, 13. And so,
I was gonna tell you to hit the applause button, but the last time you did, the internet went out. So man, leave it alone. Look.
Don't touch it.
Right.
Yeah, it's working now.
So it was just it wasn't just so many just something that major that happened. Just a lot of stuff that was happening, and blaming other people for it, and just really taking a step back, like, dude, it's all you. You just realize certain patterns, different things, and just, dude, it's you. That's when that's when I really can't keep blaming people for my faults and all that stuff. We all got faults. Someone just refuse to own up to them, but we all got them.
And it sounds like what you're saying is basically when your actions actually affected someone else other than yourself, that's when you started really taking accountability and looking at what was happening.
Yep. Yeah, and then having a kid too, they'll do too.
Yeah. That's what with me. I would say it was having a kid, but then after that, you know how, say with in dating and stuff like that, you know, there's men and women running around saying, you know, man, these girls ain't shit. There's women running around, man. There ain't no good dudes in Atlanta. But there comes a time. There comes a time when you have to step back and say, but damn, he got married. She got married. So there got to be something good going on somewhere. So sooner or later you have to just, you know, point the finger to yourself. I actually had to do that because I've told the story many times, man. I was dating some good women, but for some reason it just never, you know, manifested to the next step. And, you know, I had to take accountability of that and just try and figure out what it was on me. And I think that was the final piece with me. Now, when I had my son, yeah, you know, you start looking at what you're doing more, being more prepared for certain things because, you know, you start taking that I only have one shot mentality type deal. You know what? If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it right the first time because I really got one shot to get this done. You know, I think you start doing that once you start having children and, you know, getting other people that has to rely on you and the decisions that you make. So that's what I think it was for me. But like I said, should do it all the time, but I don't think it's something that we're just born with.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It ain't never me. It's everybody else's fault.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I totally believe that.
Did I believe that?
Yeah, but I think
it is everybody else's fault.
See, I think with you, I don't think that you had a point.
No point.
I think you have multiple times where you say, you know what, maybe it is me. Yeah. And then the next day you have another
one. It's like that with me. Sometimes I'll be like, you know what, it's me. Because I'm Sean and I'm Sugar Sean. So, you know, it depends on who you're gonna get at the time. I'll give you an example, right? Let me tell me y'all tell me if this is me or not. I told my son he was putting some stuff in the pantry inside of the kitchen, right? What?
He's putting some stuff where?
In the pantry, in the kitchen.
The who?
What?
Pantry?
Oh, the pantry. It's not the pantry. What? Yeah.
I couldn't stop laughing though.
No, it's not the pantry. Whatever.
Pantry.
Yeah. And I told her to put the bags inside of the bag, right? After we took the groceries out. He said, you making me do extra work. So I'm saying, huh? So now at what moment am I going to say it's my fault?
That one's...
So it's him.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's not always you, even though you only control, I believe you control your actions and your reactions. Mm-hmm. You know, and yes, I agree that sometimes, you know, you always got to look at yourself in the mirror. 'Cause I take a step back and I look at myself, then I turn around and I say to myself, how is that my fault at that moment?
No, you don't. You step back and say, you know what, these sneakers don't match.
Yo.
Let me go put them gold ones on.
Well, you know, right or wrong though, that's his fault. I ain't wrong.
Well, I mean, and again, like I said, I'm sure that you have, I can see you having that happened a couple of times you during the week. For us, it kind of like happened one time in our life, and we just started
this happened to me every day, all the time.
I can see that with you. I can see that happening.
I have to talk to myself.
You like, what is it, Groundhog Day? When you wake up perfect all over again. The next
Every
day
I'm perfect. And then I have to sit down and have a conversation, be like, yo, Sean, what's going on here? Is it you? I had a moment earlier, I had to call Ben. I say, yo, Ben, is it me? Am I doing something wrong? Ben's like, you got it, Sean. I don't know. Because sometimes this thing goes over my head. We're like, no, you wrong, I'm right.
So,
because it's moral.
In regard, okay,
I'm serious.
In the comedy business.
You're a funny dude, man.
Okay, with you
and I stare at you, make sure, you know, just. I've been trying to stay, make sure everything you say is,
in the comedy business, in the comedy business. Do you ever like go on stage and they don't fall over laughing like you thought they were supposed to do? Do you actually say it's them? Or do you
That's a great question. Rip, it's never the audience.
Hold on.
That's what you're supposed to say.
Pull back.
Okay.
Right?
Pull back.
Let's be realistic. So it depends on what's going on in the middle of the show. Now, somebody started to break out in a riot or they fighting, which I've been in shows where they were fights. And then they bring me on stage.
Not all that.
That's them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's sometimes you're not having a great set you start saying to yourself, how are they not connected with me? There got to be something wrong with these people. But, because in my head, I'm like, this just worked about 500 times. How would you not connect? I'm doing the same. I got you. I'm playing with you. How did this joke didn't work? But not out of 10 times, I usually say it's myself. Because no matter what audience you walk into, no matter where it is, it's my job, no matter where I'm at, to make a connection with you and take you on a ride. So at some point, there was a disconnection, you know? And then, I have to talk to myself, because in my head, it's them, but it realistically, it's me. No, because I'm great. What? You know,
new millennial. What you got? What you got for that?
Ooh, boy.
I said new millennial. I'm sorry, millennial.
Man, you're an old millennial.
He ain't
You're
new.
Gen X.
Sure enough, not a new millennial.
Yeah, 1985. What year you was born?
I was 85. Yeah, I'm still.
You're Generation X. You're not even a millennial.
No, I am not.
Look at Google it. 1961 to 1985 is Generation X.
If we Google it, and you see it, then you. Are you
no,
elder
millennials? They want to be millennials so big. Your Generation
X. We want to be it. It is what
There's no elder millennial.
Yeah, it is.
If you're born in 1985, you're Generation X.
Yeah, it's okay.
No. You guys are not millennials.
Yes, we are.
You making it up?
No. I mean, you can Google it, right?
He got it up there.
Where is it at?
He took it off.
See? Just got pump fake. Look at that.
Elder millennials. I've heard this shit.
Man, I don't lost track. Man, what was the question, man? They don't took me down this yellow brick road.
What time in your life did you actually start taking accountability for things that you were trying to do that wasn't happening your way?
Man, it's easy. When I had my first child,
he was an elder millennial.
I had my first child because I was, I think I was in college. I was a senior in college. Okay, so I was a whore. That first semester, I think I piped down a teacher. And then.
Think you did?
Oh yeah, I think I did.
They were professors.
Man, I was drinking that. They were professors, but she was my teacher. She was my teacher.
Understood.
I ain't gonna throw a name out there. She was my teacher.
# understood.
There you go. Go to school. I was on that Burnett's. That was the college drink.
Wow.
I had all the flavors. I had the cranberry with the apple, with the grape, with the pineapple, with the mango, with the cherry. Had them all.
Generation X.
Huh? But yeah, man, when I had my first daughter, man, I blamed the mama first because I was like, what you mean you ain't on birth control? But see, that was a decision I made, sexually, making that mistake and not having a condom. So
interesting.
Then when I had the baby, I still didn't have like accountability because I didn't know, one, how to be a dad. So it was kind of like, I really was putting it out on like my mom, my grandmama. I had like a house full of women. So you know how it is. The baby came in, I barely seen her. I seen her, but I didn't see her. So by the time I think it was one day, there was just me and her in the house by ourselves, and like she started crying, and I could not get her to stop crying. And it was like she was up. And I just started kind of like really thinking like what her mom goes through, like probably what my mom went through or like anybody else. It started kind of dawning on me like, damn, women go through this all the time. Damn, I'm an ain't shit baby daddy. Damn, like that's it. My mind went through all that, and it was just one of those things where it was like, bro, you got to step it up. Because even at the time, I was trying to chase my dreams, trying to do all these things, but it was like I was getting the calls like diapers, and you need this, you need that. Now understanding what it requires to raise a child, like I didn't understand the time, I didn't understand, the effort that's put in and what the mother has to go through. So when I looked at that, it really changed my perspective on myself, because it was really just me. The baby came. And that's one thing I realized, where dads aren't dads until the baby comes. Moms, as soon as they have the baby, once they're incubating the child, they're a mother immediately. They're feeling it. Man, we see. So, at least at times. But once she got here, I still wasn't like, it's a baby. My daughter, when she came out, she looked like an alien to me. Everybody, the baby cute. Like, not with all that stuff on her. I don't know about that. So. But for real, after that, I just started, I looked at myself differently, because it was more of a, look at you and look what you've done and look what you brought into the world. And can you really look at yourself in the mirror and not feel responsible and give the same effort that someone gave to you, whether it was a man or a woman? Like, I had family members, but that thought came to me and was like, yo, I got to be accountable for my actions more. So I had to go get a job, whether it was something I wanted to do or not. I had to be more responsible. I had to grow up. I had to think, bro, it's not just about you. You have a family. Regardless if you were a mom or not, you have a family. And you got to do what you need to do. So that was my moment. Man. But part 2.
Hey, y'all give us a call, man, 404-500-1605. I really want to hear from some of you singles out there in them streets. I want to hear from some of you singles.
We're going to take this quick break. They great.
That's been trying to get with somebody but think that everybody in the world is just not good.
So call up before we'll hit you right after this break. 2 minutes. What we got? 2 minute break? 2 minute break. We'll be right back.
Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
Don't act like that in the house, but don't believe her.
All right, y'all, we are back. We are back. Please give us a telephone call, 404-500-1605. I want you to be a part of this conversation. What we're talking about is when is it that you actually start taking accountability for your own actions in regards to things that don't go your way? When do you actually say it's actually me and not them?
It's never me.
Why is this light red? Everything's still good?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay. All right. All right.
He's like, yo, yeah.
That's
I like when we're here.
that's
Like
hilarious.
the Biggie
Boy, I was
Smalls
about
song.
to
Why is
say,
there a red
man.
dot on your head?
Hey, well, listen, man. I heard that we have first thing, let me go and put this out there. Casper, baby, Curry, you know, love you. Woo, even got your name tattooed on my collarbone. But no, this hat ain't yours.
My wife watching, don't start that.
Yeah, this hat is not yours. This is dope. It's unapologetically dope. It's mine with a period. Sorry. If you want to call in and ask him for something, you know, you can. Yeah, but this one is mine. Yeah.
Wink, wink, wink.
Say wink.
Wink, wink.
Or you get one of them tattoos that like fade away after a while.
You're gonna be,
What they got one that
They're gonna
fade?
post them at the cigar lounge, and Cass is gonna be kicking that hat this side like that. We already know. Sounds good.
Listen, man, y'all. So you said that somebody's watching.
What's up, C? Right?
Yeah,
What's up, brother?
Yeah, my wife's watching.
Please, 404-500-1605. Please,
Cheryl.
there are so many people watching this show
Look how
that would love to hear from you.
Look how he stood up. Look how he stood up to attention.
Right. Sitting up straight.
His shoulders are
You
straight.
don't understand.
my wife.
Y'all from Brooklyn. Nobody put me in attention.
Absolutely.
Hey, Regina.
I do what I
Hey,
want.
Keita.
Yo, see what she
That's
wrote?
what's up.
Yeah, tell them to call in, bro. We need some people talking to us. Give us that. You want to see what you got to say.
Come
to
on,
us.
call on in.
Kyle is right, man. The question is, when do we take accountability, man? When do we stop blaming other folks, brother? Feel free to chime in, man. My man Kyle is right chimed in with my high school buddies, man. One of the hardest, strong safeties that Bradwell history. What's up, bro?
Oh yeah, they went down there. What was the boy name? That big running back. What was his
John Stewart.
name? Did he have to tackle John Stewart too?
Collins knows him well as well.
Did he have to tackle him in practice too?
Most football plays ain't never wrong either.
Yeah, so give us a telephone call, man. I would love, but
So
for real,
you know, I don't- that's a-
Cheryl, please call.
Yeah, please.
Please.
call.
Please. So many people want to hear from you because they're probably surprised and say, "Wow, he's for real. Somebody actually did marry him."
Shots fired.
Kyla said when we get out of denial.
They don't want to hear the gospel.
Get out of denial.
When you get out of denial.
It's
That's a great point.
the gospel.
When you denying what's the real.
Yeah,
That's a great-
that's a great one.
That's a good one.
We great men.
Yeah, denying that you could actually be wrong within this situation. We're not talking to you right now, Sean.
Okay.
You know that you don't deny that you could be wrong sometimes. But yeah, that's a great time to actually recognize. I mean, to know then that some changes need to be made. And I just feel that we do it way too much. And I'm speaking about our community. We just do it way too much, blaming. We love to blame the man type of deal. You know what I'm saying? So, but we got a caller. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, what's up, Angelo?
What's good, brother? How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing me.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
ask me that question one more time.
So the
You
question
said,
is when do we take accountability of our own actions, things that happen in life in general, instead of blaming others or other things outside of maybe it's something we did wrong or basically.
hey, well, I'm going to give you, well, when I talk, I can only talk about me.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to talk about me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When taking accountability, when you're like, okay, when you done had enough. When you had enough of the lies, the deceit, you know what I'm saying? Not just being who you supposed to be as a man or as a woman. You know what I'm saying? And once you be like, okay, I'm at my bottom. I can't go nowhere but up now, you know what I'm saying? And it's like everything was on me. So my choices made me dip into not taking accountability for the things I did because I was making bad choices and I wanted everybody, you know what I'm saying, to get me out of the situation I was in. But I had to get myself out. And once I said I got to get myself out, and that's when things started to change.
Okay.
I like that.
And that's what that is.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I like that.
So you became accountable to yourself is what made you start being
To
accountable.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, I
exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, how can you love anything and you don't love yourself? So how can you be accountable for your actions when you don't? So when you're not even accountable to yourself?
Right.
I love that.
Our self-Lord and master.
Outstanding, bro. That's real. That's real.
Hey,
I like that.
that's all I could do.
Hey,
That's
man,
what that is.
that's real right there, though. You know what I mean?
But I'm gonna keep trying. But you know, I be at work most of the time when y'all be doing y'all thing, but y'all brothers be doing it.
That's what.
But get ready for this though. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get off the phone. When I do come to Atlanta, I'm getting up on that stage. I need 2 minutes. I need 2 minutes. I need 2 minutes.
2 minutes. I got you.
2 minutes.
I got you.
$5.
You get 5 minutes.
Hey man, y'all be safe. Y'all keep doing y'all thing, man.
Hey, man, we appreciate the call, Carlos.
Appreciate you.
Already, man.
Peace, brother. You great. You ain't never wrong.
Say 2 minutes.
All you want is 2.
Hey, that'd be long. That'd be a long 2
That'd be a long
minutes.
2 minutes.
Hey,
Right.
People think that's
look,
easy.
They get up, they go knock knock. After that, Joe's like, damn.
Damn.
How much more time I got? Minute 45 left.
They be like, nobody care about me. Yeah. They come with all this material in their head. Nope.
That ain't. Hey, for all y'all out there think y'all are comedians, I'm gonna tell you, I tried it a long time ago. Boy, it is a lonely feeling. You talking about accountability? I ain't have to look in the mirror. When I walked off that stage, I said, "This ain't for me." I can't blame nobody.
They cleared
else.
off for me.
I can't blame nobody else but me for getting up there in front of them people. Ooh, I'm just glad.
Nah,
they
I
have
appreciate that
food.
call though, Carlos, man. That was real. Being accountable, man. You know what I mean? Taking accountability of yourself.
When he said that, I never thought of it that way when you reach. I mean, what all of us said up here was basically we're talking about, you know, when we had other people in our lives that
Right.
we had. So when we had other people in our lives, we wasn't at rock bottom. But what he said was basically, you know, once you hit the bottom, you know, you really have to look at yourself because you can't blame. You really shouldn't be blaming anybody else for yourself being at the bottom.
No, but that's real though. That's what you gotta do though.
That's
Like we
real.
all been to that point where it's just like, damn, ain't nothing working. Where it's just everything just dark. And when you stop pointing fingers at everybody, you just look at yourself. You be like, yo, nah, you gotta fix this. You know, and that's when I be talking to myself in my head. Be like, yo, you gotta be great again. That's why, you know, I play around with it, but it's really something I do with myself psychologically. Keep continuously telling myself, yo, you great. You the greatest. You the greatest to ever. Because you need to motivate yourself. You can't wait for nobody else to tell you that. Because when you wait for somebody else to tell you that, you gotta believe it before they believe it. You understand what I'm
that's
saying?
facts.
So
Yeah.
I gotta believe more in myself than I wait for you to believe in me. You get what I'm saying? So when I say I talk to myself, I really sit down and I talk to Shug. Like, you know, Sean talks to Shug. Like,
Do you talk out loud?
sometimes.
Sometimes I can see that.
Yeah, there's been times when my kids were like, who you talking to? I need a moment. Yeah, by myself.
Do you switch seats? But Sugar,
Yeah. Nah, Shug stands up.
Sugar stands up.
Oh, he be going in. He be in the mirror, shirt off, butt naked. Like, yo, it don't matter. The world is yours.
There was no need of presenting that view.
Yeah. But Sean, he's gonna sit down and have an intellectual conversation with Sean. Put your clothes on.
I was gonna say that's what he said.
Just relax. It's not that shit. The world ain't against you. Everybody ain't out to get you. And then I calm
Oh my God,
down.
Cheryl, please call in. Oh my God, please call in. How do you live with this guy? Her stomach has. I mean, you got to be aching living with this dude.
Yo, baby, you can write something, man. Let them know. I'm the truth.
Can I say something real quick? I think everybody has a moment in their life where and when they realize that, you know, things have to change. I think that we run into a wall in some ways in some parts of our lives where we then begin to realize that, like you said, it's not about the outside world, it's about me. You know what I'm saying? Our conscience says it's about me. And I'll say the same thing you say, Sean. It was my conscience talking back to me that made me be accountable for myself. I talk to myself.
Oh, yes. See, I'm not alone.
Now let me say this.
You are not alone.
No, let me say this. I thought it was weird when I was doing it out loud.
You did it too out loud?
And then
it is weird.
I started. No. Let me say this. But I don't do it around people though. I do it around myself when it's coming to a certain situation about me. You know what I'm saying? And what I do is I step outside of myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I put myself in the other person's shoes and see how they would feel if the situation was happening. If I was doing the situation to them and it was me. You know what I'm saying? So when I do that, that's when I start to say that, hey, you know, I look at the good, the positives, the negatives, and then I act accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Like people always say that you can control, you know, any action when you stop and think before you answer. You know what I'm saying? So in most situations, I try to give myself the ability to stop and think before I answer. You know what I'm saying? I will always listen and take into what you say before I rebuttal. And I also did, you know, a couple years back where I stopped arguing. You know what I'm saying? I used to do a lot of arguing. I used to do a lot of fussing. I used to do a lot of, you know, blaming, you know what I'm saying? And what I did was I took myself out that situation and I looked at myself and I started to see that, you know, it wasn't healthy. And it was people around me telling me that I needed to stop doing this, you know? So once I did that, you know, it helped me become.
Do you ever argue with yourself?
I do argue with
me too. Yo, we gonna talk after the show. Cause my therapist told me some things that
Let
might
me say
help
this.
you.
I call into a therapist once a month.
Mine told me I was beyond help.
We talk for about 2 hours about anything that, you know, this on my mind, and then you know, I'm accountable for it. And what I'll say is too, a big thing that made me get to, another thing that made me get to this point was one, my daughter, and then two, my family. You know, we have a lot of cycles that we pass down from kids from adults to kids. And I realized when talking to my therapist that a lot of my trauma and problems I were having was because of things that I experienced in my past as a child from my dad, and it basically passed down to me, and I was doing the exact same thing, you know what I'm saying? And I had to have, like I said, a conversation with myself to step outside myself, because I was actually having an argument with my dad when, you know, I had that revelation that said, hey, Dwayne, you tripping, you know what I'm saying? Stop talking, let him finish, take it all in, and then respond. And what I actually learned was, that same day, I literally told him, you know, hey, I'm gonna call you back. You know, I waited a week, you know, I mulled over a lot of things, and then I called and had a conversation with him. And it was enlightening to him because that probably was the first time we had a conversation on the phone without arguing. You know what I'm saying? When I actually sat down, I took notes, you know what I'm saying, in my phone, on like talking points that I wanted to have with him. And we had like a whole like 4 or 5 hour conversation, you know, over the phone. And, you know, we came to a conclusion that we both have to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because we were literally the same person yelling at each other. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So when we, you know, figured out that, and we figured out that cycle that we both had, and we had a hiccup where we had anger issues, and we figured out where the root was. His root came from his mother, my root came from him. And, you know, we were able to gain an understanding of each other because we realized that we had similar traumas that made us this way. You know what I'm saying? And then once we identified them traumas, we agreed that anytime these traumas came up and in an argument, in a conversation, we would immediately stop that conversation, get off the phone, wait a couple of days, and then talk again.
I got a question.
Me and my dad do that all the time.
I got a question.
Is this
because
question about him or about
him?
Okay,
not about me, but it goes into me. So, yeah. Because you the kid, right?
Yes.
And that's your dad, right?
Correct.
So at some point, if you arguing and going back and forth, there's not some got to click where my dad is really talking to me, because I go through that with my son now. So I don't even argue with him anymore. I just be like, yo, listen, you gonna get it one day, because I know we can just keep going back and forth. So I just be like, yeah, you gonna figure that out.
Well, I'll say this: the biggest problem that me and my dad was having was almost his problem with me growing up and being grown and feeling like that we couldn't have adult conversation. He still thought and looked at me as his child.
But you are his child.
No, but I'm saying, but he looked at me from a child's place. He didn't think that I had the knowledge or the experience to rebuttal what he was saying. And when I broke it down to him, like, at this time I had a kid, you know what I'm saying? So I told him it was a lot of similarities that we had. And with those similarities, it gave me the experience and the knowledge to be able to have a conversation with him in regards to something that was similar that I did and something dissimilar that he did. You know what I'm saying? So once we figured out like the similarities and like we identified them, we are able to have clear conversations. Before then, like I said, we would have yelling matches where it was both of us yelling at each other, and we weren't coming into an understanding, and to the point where, like I said, I would almost get mad at him and I might not talk to him for 6 months or 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Because, I felt like it was him. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until my therapist told me, like I said, to step outside myself and see how I would feel if, I was the dad and he was the kid. How would I feel if I yelled at him like, you know what I'm saying? So once I had that conversation with my therapist and I seen how wrong I was, we were able to have a conversation then, and I was able to apologize, and then we were able to talk it out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not saying nothing. But it's a real fine line, but between because we want to solve something so quickly, we'll say that we were wrong. And sometimes you're not wrong. That's what I'm saying. It's a fine line between it. It's a fine line between taking accountability. And when I say taking accountability, I mean saying that I'm wrong and I'm going to apologize. It's a real fine line between it, because it does not mean that you're always wrong. Sometimes you just want to solve the problem.
Let me say this. Some people won't let a problem drop until you agree that you're wrong, whether you're right or wrong.
And see, that's what I'm saying right there. Sometimes you're saying that you're wrong, but
it's just to stop the argument. You know what I'm saying? And start the conversation.
It's just interesting when it comes to kids, right? I don't care you an adult kid, you or whatever, you a kid, right? And if you got parents, you know what I mean? You still my kid. No, because hold on, there's levels to this shit.
That's your son.
That's my son.
But he's an adult,
but he's an
he's your
adult.
son. He's not your kid.
He's always gonna be my adult child because he's my kid.
So there's a difference
kid,
there.
child, whatever verbiage you want to use.
Even as a son, you still want to be treated with respect.
No, what I'm saying is though, if you're talking to a father that got sense, right? You got sense, right? And I'm talking to you about something, right? And you disagree. We could agree to disagree. But there's levels to this shit, right? You're not gonna be yelling at me and screaming at me.
That's why, because of the levels of this shit, this is why you are not gonna be able to have that conversation, because as the millennials are about to tell you, times change.
Fuck the millennials. You're not gonna be able to tell.
But because you come with, there's levels to this shit, you're always gonna feel that you have the higher level when actually you may not, because it may be something that just happened when you were already older and they went through it, but you didn't go through it because you were already older. See, there's levels to it, but it doesn't mean that we always have the upper level.
It all depends on what we talking about, right? So we having a conversation about life, and there's certain things that I've already went through already, right? And I'm just showing you something, I'm kicking it with you. You could disagree, but you disagree respectfully. You understand what I'm saying? There's a level of respect that your child gotta have for their parent. I'm sorry, like my mom, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm not gonna get on the phone and be yelling and cussing and screaming on my moms because I got a level of respect. I disagree with my moms a lot of times, and then half the time I have to turn around and tell her, yo, Ma, you was right. But I'm not gonna be yelling at her. I'm not gonna be cussing her out. I'm not gonna be screaming at her, because that's not, you don't do that to your parents. You could disagree with your parents. You're an adult, you have certain things that you may feel. Now you may feel a certain way, right? But if your parents ain't on substance abuse, they were successful in life, they did what they had to do, they raised you, right? It's a difference. You're not gonna be cussing your parents out. You cussing your parents out, you a piece of shit.
So let me ask you this, Sean, right? And it ain't cussing out. Like let's say raising your voice, right?
You shouldn't raise your voice.
But let me say this: if you're passionate about something, right, and let's just say you're right, because let's say you set it up and you're passionate about it, right, and your mom is taking your mentality. Hey, I'm the parent. I know what's best. Right?
No, so you're raising your voice. I say lower your tone. We could talk.
So this is what I'm saying.
But lower your tone.
This is the difference. When you have an adult child,
lower your tone.
It may not be a tone. It may be I'm passionate about it.
You can be as passionate as you want.
But let me say this: you don't know how your octaves go up when you are passionate about something.
Yeah,
you may be just talking about it, thinking that you're not talking loud, and then your mom will say something like, "Why you yelling at me?" And you be like, "I'm not yelling." You know, that's always the argument. Like, I'm not yelling, but you may be yelling because you can't hear it yourself.
I'm gonna tell homeboy, like I tell my son when his voice get high.
You know what I'm saying? You can't hear yourself.
Nah, he gotta lower his tone.
You know what I'm saying? Talk or feel like, you know what I'm saying, you're yelling.
My son can say what he wants, so he gonna lower his tone. He's not gonna be saying.
But do you feel that your son can be right in a conversation?
Of course he can be right, and I've told him, and I've told my son, I've told my son at some time, like, you were right about that, all right? Daddy approach might have been a little wrong, whatever the case may be, but understand.
I knew,
but there's a but.
You got to stop
there's
with the but.
No, I'm gonna tell you no. When you raise your voice,
you know what a but does?
A but going wipe ass. I'm gonna tell you this.
No, what a but does, it gives everything you said before that is deleted.
No, it's reinstated because it's shit in there because it's shit I gotta say. So listen,
accountability,
like that, right? So at the end of the day, right?
Accountability.
There's certain things as a parent. Yo, listen, man. Yo, you gonna have your own opinion. We can have discourse in the crib. We could disagree because we do that in the house now. Where me and my wife had to figure out how to learn it for the kids and everybody to have conversation. Even me and her, whatever. Where I don't even get his hype. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them things.
That.
Yeah, no. I told Sean, I'm Sean. I told the Suge, tell him shut the fuck up, and then Sean just be like, all right, are you guys done? So now you can go next. But you're not, when my kids are not, and I'm not with it, my kids yelling at me or screaming at me in my house or screaming at me, period. I'm your parent. Like, you gotta have a level of respect.
Hold on, Sean. You had a comment earlier.
No, I guess my thing with that was, as you said, you know, especially getting older. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can disagree and agree with your parents, whatever, like that. And like he said, it gets loud. But sometimes what I say like this, though, where you sometimes have to check the parent and make them realize also at the same time that, hey, I'm a 50-year-old man. You got to respect and understand also who you're talking to.
Oh, wow.
You want me to respect? No. Respect goes both ways. Even as you get old, I'm not a kid. See, that's the difference. I'm not a kid.
It depends on your relationship that you have with your parents.
No. Based on what you said,
right.
What you said, it doesn't matter.
My kid, if he's 50, that means I had him when I was 28. I'll be 78 years old. You are not gonna be sitting down screaming on me at 78 years old because you're 50.
We're not saying screaming.
You're not gonna tell me respect. I respect you already. I raised you. I want you to be great.
But that doesn't mean that just because you disagree. But why can't you say, you know what? I'm wrong. We gotta disagree.
I do say what I'm wrong.
You just said we could disagree. You didn't say that I can say, you know what? He can be right.
I could tell. I told my son when he was right already, but I'm just telling him.
But he's 14.
But when he's wrong, he's 16. But when he's wrong, when he's an adult, where they wrong at is the dialogue.
Not screaming.
That's what I'm saying.
Not screaming.
You could be.
But they can still put you in check by saying I'm a grown ass.
No, once you say
I'm a grown man. Okay, I'm a grown man. Dad.
So they throw your hands there.
Dad, I'm a grown.
Throw your hands. 7 years old. What you gonna do? Where my grandson at? Yo, fuck your pops up. So disrespect the hierarchy.
Then he gonna disrespect him. Then there you go.
No, because I'm the hierarchy. You don't disrespect your pops.
So let me say this, Sean.
You don't scream on your parents.
You keep saying scream.
What we're trying to say is, once we get to a certain age, we should all be able to have conversations.
You can have a conversation, but you're not. You would disrespect your mother.
Let me give you one of the arguments me and my dad you have, right? And this was probably a couple years ago, right?
Man, crazy.
It was about a job. You know what I'm saying? About working, right? He, you know,
I ain't drunk.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in the entrepreneurship business. You know what I'm saying?
Stop drinking.
Where I run my own business, right? But my dad thought
what you do with your son.
that I
You ain't
should
listening.
have a job, like a physical job, right? So we were having a conversation, and I told him straight up, like, hey, I'm an entrepreneur, but based off of what you said, I will apply for some jobs, right? And the first thing he told me was, man, it's 1,000 places out here hiring. All you got to do is walk in there. They going to give you a job. I said, Dad, it don't work like that. You know more. I said, you can't go into a location and even get a paper application. You got to go and apply online.
Let me ask you a question.
Hold on, let me finish,
Let him
right?
finish, Sean.
So he was like, I understand that, but it's still plenty of jobs out here. And I said, well, you know, let's just be honest, right? I got a college degree in accounting, right? Let's say I'm trying to work at a bank. It may be 12, 13 candidates that have the exact same degree as I have, right? And this is what I'm explaining to my dad. Like, it may be 12 or 13 applicants that have the exact same degree I have. It may be, out of them 12 or 13 applicants, 7 of them may have the same qualifications as me, work some similar places, have similar backgrounds, similar customer service backgrounds. And I said, 5 of us may get an interview, right? It's only one position, but 5 of us may get an interview, right? Out of the 5 people who get the interview, the person who gets hired is the person that person in front of them felt like is best for the position. It may not be because you're more qualified than one of those 5 people. It might not be because you're more, skilled than one of those 5 people. It's just based off of that person in front of you hiring you based off of what they seen in you, right?
All right, I get that.
Hold on, let me say this. So I told my dad, I was like, not only have I applied for jobs, I've been on interviews. I haven't received a call back. Now,
Were you living in his house?
No. Now, in my head, I was thinking that I'm making money, so it don't. No, let me say this. I'm trying to. The difference is we were having a conversation, and I'm trying to compromise with him, like saying, okay, I really didn't want to apply for the jobs, but because that's what you suggested, I'm gonna do that, right?
Just say okay.
Now, hold on. Let me say this. After I explained that I did all this, 2 weeks later, he came to me. Hey man, what's up with the job? You know what I'm saying? Like he's making it seem like, even though I told him all this stuff, I laid everything out for him, why don't I have a job yet? Because he's thinking in his head that it's easy to walk in and get a job, because back when he was working and going out and getting jobs, he was able to walk in places, fill out an application. If they were help wanted, they were able to get hired.
But is he incorrect? You could go to McDonald's, you could go to Popeyes, you could go down to, but that's not the job you want. So in his mind, it's like,
hold on, let me say,
that's what he's thinking.
That's what he's saying.
Even with those jobs, it's other people that are qualified for those jobs. You're not guaranteed anything.
But hold on. Dwayne.
Mm-hmm.
Stop.
See, this is what you do with your kids. Throw your hands.
Earlier you said that you stop arguing. But listen to me. You just was in an argument. Not an argument, but a back and forth that you didn't even have to be in.
It's unnecessary.
This is what I'm saying. That was something, because that's why I asked, were you living in this house? Because I can understand having to have that conversation living in this house. You ain't living in the house, you ain't have to have that conversation. Now, I understand why he's saying, see, of an older generation, and I'm talking older than us, they feel that...
Watch your mouth.
Like you said, they feel, when you say, because I remember this, ain't nobody hiring. What it is ain't nobody hiring where we apply that or what we want to do. What they feel is that somebody's hiring.
You go do something.
It just may not be the job that you want.
But
that's
right.
That's the way they feel. Yeah, they right.
They right.
But this is what I'm saying. This is why you shouldn't have even had this whole
But let me
thing.
say this too, though. With that ideology is still flawed, because somebody has to hire you.
All right, we get it.
I'm saying.
But what he's saying
I'm just telling you that it's not instant.
Right, but
I think that the older generation, when, like I said, when they were doing what they were, like, let me say, he's coming from a view that when he did it, it worked a certain way. And now that it's 20 years later, it still works that way.
But you're not going to change him.
And the only thing I was trying to tell him that it's different.
But as he said, you ain't going to change it.
Right, so what's the point of the
You're not going to
conversation?
change his mindset.
That's
so they don't
correct.
need to having that conversation.
Exactly.
Right. This is what I'm saying about not really an argument as in, yeah. But a back and forth, that's actually
Long
an
discussion.
art. It's a long discussion that you actually didn't have to have. Sometimes you have to recognize what
You
can't
start acting
happen.
like Bo Peep now.
You have to recognize what can't happen and say, all right,
I'll let you
And
know.
Yeah, but that's where the respect come in, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, me and my mom can have a conversation, but I already know when to cut it off. You understand? Be like, all right, Ma, you got it.
cut it off was a good word. Last break of the night, y'all. We'll be back 3 minutes, 2 minutes.
Something we did. Tell me you mad at me, 'cause I can't do it.
Hey, listen. We back. Y'all, if y'all could, I hate we had to go to commercial because we had a real live role play.
Son, let's do it again. Come here, son.
We had real live role play with Jae Tea and Sugar Sean. Sugar Sean really showed some of his acting skills because he was. I don't know if he was acting because it was so dead serious.
He wasn't.
Nah, I was acting.
So let me just say this real quick, man. You know, this is my. I don't totally disagree. Listen to what I just said. I don't totally disagree with what Sugar Sean actually said. You know what I mean? As I'm listening to him talk, I think Brooklyn makes it come across the wrong way. But did you mark the date?
Cheryl, you watching this?
10:38 is when you see it.
Hilarious. But yeah. So just on the part of the respect part, right? Because I'm big on respect. And you know, that was one of the things that's another conversation I've had with all my boys. And I had a conversation yesterday. You know, again, we didn't get that part of the convo, but you know, I tell her all the time, I want to be the father, the parent that you can tell anything to. I may not agree with everything you say and or do. I said, no matter what happens out in the world, you tell me the truth. And whether you're right, wrong, or indifferent, I'm going to figure out the best solution for you.
I say the same.
I'm going to support you.
That's right.
100%.
That's right.
However, any conversation that we have, we can agree to disagree.
That's right.
You're younger. You're going to have your own mindset.
That's right.
However, don't ever be disrespectful.
Hey, man.
The moment you become disrespectful, you just change the dialogue of this conversation. It just changed. The minute you become disrespectful, it changed. We can have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? But don't be disrespectful about it. You know, Alec. Alec, and I used to tell Alec this all the time. He's headstrong, but he's very, very intelligent. And he makes a lot of great points a lot of times. But due to his attitude, his demeanor, it comes across bad. So you might have been right, but the way you presented it was so wrong, you know what I'm saying, that we can't even get to where we should have been at.
He from
because
Brooklyn.
of how, hey, listen, Lee's always say, when he was playing ball, he said, man, you need to get that boy out of Douglas County. That's a Gresham Park boy right there. He need to be in Gresham Park. He's not for Douglasville. You're right. Because that's just how his demeanor can be, you know what I mean? So that's the part I say. I don't disagree with that because no matter where you are, you should always have a level of respect for your parent, you know? Now, I can say this and I can take accountability because I've had arguments with my mom in the past, you know, where I had to reflect and check because you get to the point where you think because you're grown,
That's right.
you don't tell me what to do. However, the reflection was, but whoa, still your mother.
Absolutely.
Still the person that raised you.
That's mommy.
Still the person that had your back, that
That's my
supported
mommy.
you. So at the end of the day,
my
whether
mommy.
you agree or not, you can come across
That's right.
a lot better. So I try my best to always, you know what I mean? All right.
Best things in the world.
You know what I'm saying? To try my best to just take that deep breath. You know, it was difficult at times only because, you know, there was times where she worked for me in my so and I tell anybody that I hire, friends, family, whatever, listen, as you know, we can be family and all that stuff, but when you come between these lines, you know what I mean?
Different place.
Hey, I'm a different guy.
Yeah.
When it comes to my business, I'm a different guy. You know what I mean? All the nice, all that. No, listen. When you come in between these lines, you know what I'm saying? I'm expecting certain things. There's certain that I expect, certain that I want. You know what I mean? And
Right.
when we can't do that, then the parent or cousin, whatever it is, that's outside the lines. Right now, I'm talking to you as the employer, to the employee. This is what I need to happen. This is what needs to be corrected. You know what I mean? So there have been those times where I've had to, you know,
That's right.
and they can get out of whack. Because if you know me, you know I'm serious about mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm dead serious about mine. You know, but hey, you know, you've heard the conversation.
Angelo
So
speaks Shawneese.
I was like,
just for that particular, yeah.
For the translation.
who you talking to? They're like, what?
Yeah.
Who you talking to?
Now my mommy, my mommy's 79. I ain't even gonna wild on her. I'll be like, Ma, you got it.
No, I mean,
my mom,
I'm just
Joe.
saying that as a parent to child, because a parent is gonna always, I don't care how old you are, they're
right.
gonna always look at you as their child, no matter what.
I seen
they're
you
gonna
come out.
they're gonna always say certain things that you be like, I said that's man, you're 52 years old, right? You know what I mean? But you can say that junk in jest and in humor,
Yes.
where it's not offensive.
Yes.
You know, but we have to be careful in terms of just the presentation. So I don't
Yes.
disagree with that. The presentation, there will be, JT, there will be a but sometimes. Hey, but the disrespect,
I ain't with it.
I ain't with it either.
Yeah, bro.
Don't be disrespectful.
Yeah,
But
you
see,
can
We
disagree.
can argue all day, but don't.
And
And,
I'm-
we can literally argue. We can have a legitimate argument. An argument just means we going It doesn't have to be yelling and screaming.
Thank you.
It can just be we're going back and forth with our dialogue. That's a good argument. That's okay.
Yes.
That's okay, but don't be disrespectful.
That's what I tell my kids.
So do y'all feel like it's just and this the millennial delegation or coalition? So I'm gonna let y'all know I'm completely different because I grew up with yelling in the house and getting yelled at. So the way we both approach our girls, we have a conversation. We have literally, I guess I call it the ring of fire, circle of fire, circle of truth. Thank you. I don't know where I get that fire from, but circle of truth. So they started with a curse word just so they know that it's a safe space. Like they're 10 and 14. So I'll be like, tell me your favorite curse word. So now we open it up where it's like, no, do what you do.
Y'all millennials.
Hey, and the reason
they're millennials, Sean.
Very much so.
They're not Generation X.
Now the reason why
I didn't knock my son's teeth out his mouth.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's perspective. You understand? They're gonna do it in front of you or behind your back.
It's not about them cursing in front of me. It's about
hold on.
cursing at me.
But see, and that's the thing,
Right.
Because here's the thing: they're still a person.
Okay.
Just because we have that hierarchy of like you're a child, they still have to be functional adults. So the things is when we're talking to them, especially me, because I'm pretty much like y'all, but I just don't hit my kids because I think I'd kill them. It's just be really realistic. I'm a big ass dude. Like they girls, they tough, but I'm scared. So one of the things I've learned is with emotions, we're not properly trained on how to handle emotions. We don't grow up as monks. We don't learn this stuff. We have to learn this through experience. So when things happen, I'm like, you got attitude? No, I ain't got no attitude. Cool. Circle of truth time. Everybody sit down. No TV. We all chilling. And it's like it's a relaxed environment. I'm like, hey, let's talk. Tell me how you feel about what's going on. How you feel? And they might be like, get tired of your fat ass, daddy. You're getting on my nerves. And and I'd be like, dang, that's how you feel? I was like, why you feel like that? Because the initial thing is emotion. Anger is a normal response. It's how you deal with anger. So it's like once they get that out, it's like, dang. Then they come back with like, I didn't mean it like that. It's like, no, I understand. That was your thought. You felt your initial emotion. You let it out. I would rather you have a conversation with me. Not saying that it's not even a disrespect thing. I'm meeting you at a level where we can have a conversation. I'm talking to you. You should be free enough to, like you said earlier, I want you to come to me and talk to me. I want you to be truthful with me. So we put them in the area where they feel comfortable. Then it gets to the point now, we're not friends, we're family. We organize ourselves that way where it's like, I talk to my kids like I'm talking to y'all. I don't dumb it down for them. Like since they've been little, it's like, I'm talking to you, this shit's stupid, right? Well, daddy, it's like they understand. I don't have to explain, why is my father cursing at me? And I'm like, no, that shit's stupid. You can't do that. Now listen to this goddamn teacher. Do what you need to do. And she'll be like, all right, Dad, I got you. And keep it pushing. And she'll say, like, especially Cammie, our youngest, she definitely hits us with, I can't say that word. She'll say it, whatever the word. She's like, Dad, you said da-da-da-da, but I can't say that word. I'm like, it's all good. Don't worry about it. I already know whatever it is. So it's still a line of respect.
That's all.
You get what I'm saying? It's still a line of respect.
Same thing.
But I also give them, because they are girls, because the situation's a little different for me, I give them, 20 passes or something like that? I was like, you got 20 passes. I know y'all looking like, what? Look. And the reason why is because, realistically, I don't know what you're going through in your world every day. I ain't with you all the time. Sometimes some stuff don't trigger you, and you taking it with you at home, and you won't close the door, slam the door. I'm like, you all right? No, I ain't all right. No. I'm like, cool. Well, since you yelling, I'm going to go ahead and let you get that out. That's one of your passes. Go ahead, do your thing. I'll let you. All
right, so
No, let me ask a question. How is that any different from an adult coming home and you're frustrated and you literally yelling at your kids because whatever's going on at your job, with your side piece, whatever, and you come home, I'm just being dead ass, and you come home and you yelling at your kids, and then you come back, you know what, I apologize, that ain't had nothing to do with you, daddy or mommy, you had something going on. What is the difference between that and a child?
The difference is I pay the bills.
No, not you.
No. Let's be real. No, don't do that. No, it's real. No, let's be real. The difference is that if I'm paying the bills in the house, right? It does have everything to do with it because when Ben was sitting down speaking, I watched Ben. I watched his demeanor. We do the same thing in the house, right? When you say yes, I do. In my house, yes, I do. In my house, I sit down. Y'all not in my house. In my house, I sit down. I have conversation. I'm like, yo, when you air it out, when you done. When you ready to talk, we're gonna sit down and have an intellectual conversation and we're gonna talk about what you gotta talk about. But he said one key thing, and that's all I'm saying on this show right now. There's a level of respect. And that's it.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you something about the level of respect. So I wasn't gonna do this, but since you keep saying that, everybody's respect level is different. Let's say that part. We can tell that. We can tell that everybody's respect level is different. The difference is, I feel that as an adult, you've earned the right to come home and slam a door, just through life's experiences. This is my opinion.
But
wait.
Okay.
Your child has only been living 12, 13 years. They can't come in my house and slam no door. That period. You ain't slamming no doors in my house.
I take the door.
You might get to the third time, and then that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna be walking through that bad, but just swinging your arms, hitting the door jams and everything, because the door is gone. You know, I grew up where you fucked up, got beat up. Seriously. My pops was a little different. He beat up my mother. He beat up the people in the street. He just beat motherfuckers up. Period. That's just who he was. But with my son, I did get him a couple of times, but I didn't bust his ass every time. Right. And just because I got my ass kicked because I couldn't carry the groceries up to the damn 13th floor because the elevator was broken and I was fucking 6. And we had paper bags. It wasn't damn plastic. It was paper bags. And I got 3 bags. I got kicked. I mean, literally kicked in the ass. I mean, a real kick, not a beating, a kick. Who kicked? So my pops. Okay. So, you know, I didn't go to that point of that, but if it was a level of disrespect to me or his mother, even though me and his mother wasn't together, if it got to the point where I had to be called, and I can count it. It's 4 times that I actually had to go into my son's ass. Only one time where I had to really, really go into him. The other time
What age was that, though?
Usually it was just a 1. I only had to hit him with a 1-2 once, but usually it was a 1 hit. 1 hit right in the middle of the chest. Everything was good, but as it got a little bigger, I had to hit him with a 1-2. But other than that, I haven't. I think that you can get respect without that part. Y'all are examples of it because you're getting the respect without hitting your children. But I mean, there's a difference. I feel we not gonna sit down and you gonna be able to say, shit, goddamn, get off your ass and jam to me as a child. You just can't. You can't do that. You know, there's no.
That's all I've been saying.
I'm like I said, speed limit coming up in less than 48 hours, and when I do shows now, he'll tell you the show that I just did, I curse in the play. When my mom came to the play, I did curse, but at the end of it, in my monologue, I apologized to her.
You damn right.
At the movie premiere that I just had, I'm up on screen, and I actually told the dude, go get my goddamn money. After everybody finished laughing and clapping, I screamed out because my mom's like 3 rows behind me. I'm sorry, Mama, I had to do it because it was a row. I have a problem. I don't curse in front of my mother. That's just something.
I'm still like that to this day.
And it's different now because my nephew and my sister, it's free range. You know, but whenever my nephew's around my mother, I have to pull him in. Hey, bro, if I'm around, you're not cursing around my mom.
There you go.
I know it's your grandmama. If she let you curse when they ain't around, that's cool. But that cursing thing, again, levels of respect is different with different people.
So
cursing to me is a total disrespect. So
just what he said. So my daughter, she's 21 now, right? I think this happened last year, and we was in the mall, and I remember her and her friend was talking, And she's like, yeah, that pissed me off. I was like, yo, what did you just say?
Piss?
She's like, Dad, I just said piss. Nah, between you and her. Because no, there was because being the way I was raised, certain things you just don't do. Like to me, certain words and the tone that it is, you don't do that around me.
Piss?
You know, yeah. But it's how she said it.
Because she, okay. So, okay, this is my thing, all right?
So she had to go piss.
So here's the thing for me. And what you said, your father kicking you literally in the ass going up the stairs. So, and you were at what, 6? So at that point, you don't feel like you earn the right to have something to say at all. Like even, there's a lot of things that's going on with children that we have no clue about. Like they're going to school and there's things going on with them and happening to them and they're not really talking about it. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So school is pretty much just a job. That's all it is. You're literally training children to get a job so the economy can keep going. That's all it is, honestly. So that's pretty much what work is. You see what I'm saying? So you go to work, you get frustrated, you get upset, you come home, you irritated, you spray it across the whole house. And everybody is just supposed to be fine with it just because you're a parent is what I'm asking?
I'm not saying that they're supposed to be fine with it. What I'm saying is because I've done a lot more school than they have,
Yes.
I'm fed up.
Okay.
Right.
So
They've only done a certain amount of years, so they don't have that level to where they can come in and slam doors.
because it sounds like it's a backwards thing. And I'm gonna give you a small snippet of who I am and where I've come from. My mother was 14 when she had me. So Honey was still running the streets when I was growing up. So I was with grandmama. You feel what I'm saying? The utmost respect for my grandmother. I would literally give her every drop of blood in my body. That's how much I respect my grandma. Now, when it comes to my mom, oh, no. There's a very big difference there. I've yelled at my mom one time, and he was there for it. And when I say the only shred of what I would call happiness at the time, because at the time, I was the one that was paying all the bills. I told her to quit so she could do her clinicals for her phlebotomy class. So she could get a phlebotomy job, okay? So I am the epitome of selflessness when it comes to stuff like that. Because it's like, okay, you weren't where you needed to be when I was younger to help me, grow and thrive. So I got everything from, my grandmother, like I said. But I'm gonna give you the chance that you felt like you've never gotten, and I'm gonna tell you to quit. So not only did I tell her to quit, I was taking care of her and my brother who was in college. And at this point, how was I, 30? Maybe? 31? Okay. So I got into a relationship. She saw I was happy. Now, mind you, she had flight benefits because I worked for airlines. So every weekend, she would be like, can you book me a flight here? Can you book me a flight there? Cool, no problem. She was doing whatever the hell she wanted. He ain't lying. She was doing whatever the hell she wanted to do, but I had 2 jobs. I was over a production company at church, and I worked full-time at Delta. So I was pulling in a good 4 stacks a month by myself. So she realized this, and she started pulling back. The only bill she had was a cell phone bill for the 3 of us, which was probably $200, and the cable bill. How many times did those get cut off? A lot. We're not going to keep going with that, though. Okay? So when you say respect, when she came home one night, and I brought this guy through the door, and she was like, I need to talk to him. Okay, cool, fine, whatever. Y'all can talk, y'all grown, whatever. But I know, in my opinion, I've seen the niggas that you've run through. You can't scale any of that to this. You feel what I'm saying? She went in, she started cussing him out, going off on him, and he literally didn't say anything crazy to her. She started asking him really off-the-wall questions because she was trying to get a rise out of him on purpose. Because she knew if I fell in love, that was the end of her gravy train. You understand what I'm saying?
And we understand.
Hold on, I'm not talking. I'm not done talking. So what ended up happening was she told him to get out. I'm like, get out of what? Sweetheart, this is my apartment. Literally. I had a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment in Vinings. That was expensive, okay? They were only driving 1 car, which was my car. This boy didn't even think I had a car. Because they were driving my car more than I was, okay? All right, so she going in. She was like, well, because I told him to come back in the house. She's like, what the fuck is he doing? I said, he's coming back in because this is my apartment. She's like, no, he needs to get the fuck out. I said, no, sweetheart, that's not how this works. So we had a full-blown conversation. She started screaming to me. I said, oh, baby, wait a minute. Because what I was going to do was call my grandmother. You feel what I'm saying? So I told her, pretty much, in way worse words than this, you're not going to stop this one. This is not what you're going to do. Because the moment I get on the train and I get to going, that's when you want to throw a monkey wrench in it and you want it to literally be all about you. You feel what I'm saying? And I can't say it was completely respectful, but later on down the line, she realized, honestly, and probably not the right thing to say on TV, she fucked up. So how is it that your children, as an adult, can't tell you what you're doing wrong or what place you are not in? Because if you're wrong, you're wrong. I don't care.
Let me say one thing. I
Say it the right way, Sean.
I'll say it. Okay,
You
I'll be
better.
Sean. All right, so there are several things that I heard right now, right? And there's a hierarchy in your life, okay? And the hierarchy in your life is your grandmother, right? Because you would not, your grandmother was the person who's like, I have the utmost respect. Your mom, you know, it's no disrespect. It was
my sister.
your mother is more of it's more of a dysfunctional situation, right?
Watch your mouth,
because
Phil.
your mom had you at 14. You guys, you know, you started taking care of your mom, doing stuff like that. It's a different relationship. But your grandmother, who the hierarchy, who made sure that when your mom had you at 14, was making sure she took care of you, made sure she took care of everybody else. There was a different level that you wouldn't go to with your grandmother, right? So we're talking about a household where, you know, the parents that are, we're the hierarchy, right? We're taking care of you. We're raising you this way. You're not coming up in a situation where you got to take care of us. Yo, we got you. We're doing this. There's a certain level of respect that you have for your grandmother. So in the way the situation is, look at it from that perspective, where we're pretty much like your grandmother is to you. Just because your mom birthed you, but she had you at a very young age, which is a very tough situation for your grandmother to deal with. Your grandmother made sure that she took care of you because she felt like your mom would be responsible enough to make sure you was all right and take care of y'all. Right? So you look at your grandmother in a different way than you look at your mother, because your grandmother was the hierarchy. Okay?
So what? But the hierarchy.
You're not going to
isn't the
disrespect your
point.
grandmother.
The hierarchy isn't the point. The point is parent, and that's where I'm coming
But
from.
your grandmother's your parent.
Yeah, but yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from, but this is twice now that
Come on, Angelo, let's go.
because what he said was 100% accurate.
Yeah,
Because
but
it was
it's
100%
just the way
accurate.
he said it.
Your grandmother is more your mother figure.
Yeah.
So your conversation with your grandmother will always be different
Like
than
your
your conversation. It's going to be more parental
Yeah.
I don't have
than the
anything else.
mother. You know what I mean? Because of that fact. So to answer your original question in terms of would a child, you know, can the child say something back? Well, you'd have to ask yourself, what would I say to my grandmother?
But see, that's the thing. My grandmother, she wasn't a provoker. My mother, like, she provokes people.
It's not a point of being a provoker. It's a point of if there was ever some type of dialogue where your grandmother wanted to check you, for example.
Oh, I would take it, and then I would tell her how I felt about
Here's
it,
my
and we
point.
would go back and forth about
That's-
it. But
that's the point,
It wouldn't
is-
be like me going off on an old girl, though.
Right.
And I guess-
That's the point.
I guess the word, we're throwing parent out there because,
Right.
of course, we're throwing parent out there because of our parents.
I understand that.
Just like I said, there's different levels of
Right.
respect for everybody
Right.
in regards to parents and me and my pops. I'll curse his ass out if he called up here right now
I
and said
feel
the
you
wrong
on
thing,
that. I
and would
understand.
not have a problem doing it. Not at all, because he is the person that gave me birth. I call him. I actually call him pops.
difference.
I call him my dad. I don't call him my father.
difference.
I think, and
Same.
that's potato because some people say that dad is the word. Some people say me father just seems like it has more into it. So dad I can say whatever. Father seems more intimate, so I call him my dad because he is the one on my birth certificate. He's the one that I'm named after. You know, that type of thing. Look, but hold
Kudos,
up.
sir.
He wasn't there at the beginning. I left the hospital as male Gray. My mother's maiden name was Gray, and I was a male. I was male Gray. Back in them days, yes, they wouldn't keep you in the hospital for a long time. You had to go. Male Gray. That's what I left as. I didn't find that out till I had to go in the military. I had to find my birth certificate. They couldn't find it. It was like, hey man, there was a whole bunch of male Grays born on that day in 1967. Yeah. That's how I found that out. Yeah. Yeah. But so in regards to the parent thing, there's different. I ain't gonna say different levels of parenting, but it actually is. But there are some parents that kind of didn't get the right to have the respect
That's
of
right.
a parent that actually raised their child.
Absolutely.
So I get where you're coming from with
Okay.
it. But the thing is, and again, it's because of, it's Brooklyn, son. Hierarchy, you know what I'm saying? There's a hierarchy in this shit.
It's all good, but you got to hear what I'm saying. I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, but I know, but it's just the way that you said it that kind of.
It don't matter.
I saw your shoulders going. I saw your shoulders going.
Hey, yo, are you going to listen to the words?
But to your original question, in terms of,
Oh yeah, please.
is it okay for?
Like, could you not understand if your son came home and he was like on wit's end and he just started spazzing, and then like when he calmed down, he was like, "Dad, I apologize. This happened today. I don't know what came over me, but it's really, really bugging me." Would you really like punch the man in the chest for that?
No, my daughter did
I'm
that.
not asking you. I'm asking Angelo.
Don't do that.
Not in a spazzing way. The only way. I have all boys, so
Ooh.
the 1-2, the 1-2 has definitely happened in my house. But and just on a side note, I know Ben believes in punishment is like slavery. I don't necessarily agree with that. I understand the mindset where it could come from, the thought process, but I do believe that there's not a lot of
room,
full parenting and fatherly parenting in a lot of households, and the kids go to school and they find out they don't know initially. My kids didn't realize, how many people really didn't have fathers in their house. Until they started, you start playing sports and you start seeing, only the mamas out there. Every blue moon, you might see a dad on the fence. Yelling and cuss. Be like, ooh,
who that?
Yeah, they ain't never seen. So
my dad, yo, who?
Yeah,
So you want to. But my point of saying it is, from a male raising boys, I want to make sure that they understood the level of respect that's expected from the household, not just from me, but for their mother. To understand that there's certain things that we're not gonna tolerate. As kids get a certain age, boy and girl, they're gonna get to a point where they start feeling themselves a little bit, and there's different ways of reeling that in. If you can have a what y'all call it? What you call them?
Circle of truth.
A circle of truth, and it works for your house.
Let it work.
That's wonderful. But that's as in everything of parenting, everything doesn't work in every household and for every child. But for me personally, from a father standpoint, I had to make sure they understood. No matter what, I'm dad. And you're gonna always respect that factor. We don't always have to get, like I said, we don't always have to agree, but we're not gonna be
That's all I say.
to this certain level.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? And so that 1-2 had to calm it down. But guess what? Didn't happen no more. Only one I had to 1-2 more than once was Allie. You know what I mean?
Nah, but you gotta do it.
Because and I didn't have to 1-2 him until I think I told you a story long, because to know Alec got legs like tree trunks. You know what I'm saying? And I remember he did. He got something happened. I pulled out the belt and I hit him with that belt, and that joker didn't budge. I said, maybe I'm losing stuff. Well, I came back with the full swing. Wow,
Nice.
that joker just looked at me.
Nice.
I said, wow. Okay.
How old?
Then the 1-2 came. He was probably about 15, 16,
That's
probably
what
about
he
15. You know what I mean? Probably 14, 15. Around that time, that age
By then,
range.
he was huge.
Yeah. He was solid.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. He played all sports.
Yeah.
But that's how I get down.
But he didn't budge.
I mean, when I said didn't budge, I mean,
But honestly, was that not a proud moment for you being a father?
it was proud.
Not for that. I mean,
from
like,
a semi standpoint of
like somebody
okay,
They didn't move.
He did good.
yeah, didn't
Not
flinch,
with that.
did not flinch. So I said, okay, now we're at the 1-2 stage. You know what I mean?
Now you gotta fuck them up.
And after that, it was only one more time where it had to happen. But you know, now, it gets to a point where you want to be able to say, all right, son, that's enough.
That's right.
And they cut it off.
That's how it's supposed to
And that's
be.
a wrap.
And you know what?
There got to be a
That's
certain
where
point
I'm
where they be like, all right, that's enough.
That's where I'm at.
And you know what?
That's
That
it.
actually happened with my mother because of the simple fact of growing up, my pops never hit my sister. He only hit me, my mother. So once we got away from him and was in North Carolina, if she said something, the punishment that she took for us or for me and my sister got her to the respect level of when she said it stopped. I think I talked about it the last time. Only time she had to get me was when I stole that money out of her purse, get my bicycle chain fixed, and she threw the bike chain at me. That was the only other than that. If she said it, that was it. That was it because of the simple fact of what I saw her go through. Because at a young age, I actually was attentive because half the time I was basically paying attention to the climate of the house.
Yeah.
If he was tripping, I need to chill. I can't do nothing. So I paid attention to a lot of stuff. And because of that, she gained that respect without having to do the 1-2. She gained that respect of that. With me and my son, it was more of with me and him because I was non-custodial. You have to be able to talk to me and you can't lie to me. Then I realized, damn, I'm telling him I hadn't seen my pops in 30-something years.
My wife's dead.
I ain't talking to him. How can I expect for him to talk to me if I'm not even talking to my own?
That's a fact.
When I knew that I really gained my son's total confidence was when I took him to New York to see my father on Father's Day.
Where's your pops at?
He's in New York,
Where in New York?
East New York.
What part of East New York? What town is that?
Where you trying to find my pops or something?
Brooklyn.
Can I say this? I was gonna say that
He's in
I
Brooklyn.
think even me, T, and Ben, I think we're coming from a place of
You ain't get beat enough.
no, not to get beat. No, I give you. No, let me say this. We
the ass
treat
whooped.
like you said when you corrected her and said you would treat your grandma different, right? Same thing with me. I treat my mother different than I treat my father, and the reason why is because my father did not raise me.
So
Like
that's-
he was in. Hold on, let me say this. He was in my life though, but he did not raise me. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the disconnect and the anger, or lack thereof respect, usually comes from that point of me not being as familiar with my dad. You know what I'm saying? And I think now that we're talking about it, I can see it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that I would, like you said, I would never, like she said, she would never talk to her grandma. I would never talk to my mom like that. And like you said, JT, let's say I did, and I can't recall yelling at my mama because I just don't remember it. But if it happened, I probably would apologize to her immediately. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to my dad.
But you know that is, Dwayne. That's
What?
that level of RESPECT.
Thank
I
you.
definitely
Thank
said
you.
that's what it is. It's
Thank
the
you.
respect.
It's the
Because
level of
because-
respect.
Who raised you?
That's our dynamic.
There's a difference.
Yeah, in our relationship,
Right.
me and my dad is totally different from me and my mom.
'Cause
You know
it's
what I'm
dysfunctional
saying? And then
situation.
I'll even say this: my dad tries to use the relationship that I have with my mom against me and him, or like when we're having these problems, he'll say something like that, like you would never talk to your mom like that, and I might agree with him, like you damn right.
You're right. Yeah.
I say that.
It's like you don't want to try to beat respect into the kid.
Nah.
You just want the child to understand who you are.
That's right.
Who you are. You know, if I am the provider
That's
of
right.
this household, you know what I mean? Yeah. You all are living in a very good life. You all don't even understand not having your own TV, your own phone, your own something the other kids are fighting and stealing and killing. You don't understand that process.
Correct.
So if you're getting all of that, there's gonna be a level of respect. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, you take that, and once you understand and once you see that child has that, you have established who we are to each other. I'm not, and I tell my boys, I'm not your friend.
That's
I'm
right.
not your homeboy. You're not gonna say, "Hey, what's up?" You're not gonna,
Nah.
you know what I mean? I don't even allow my kid to say, "Yeah." If I say, "Yeah," yes. Yeah, I don't ask for yes sir no more. You know what I mean? When
Yes,
they got
Dad.
older, but it's gonna be yes. It's not gonna be you don't yeah me. You know what I mean?
Or what?
Oh, absolutely. There's no there's no what, none of that stuff. You know what I mean? But again,
No.
yeah,
No, it's what he said. What y'all,
that ain't happening. But I'm just saying that. But once that was established, I didn't have to whip them I didn't have to whip them. You know what I mean? That I don't. My mom used to beat the little brakes off of us. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I never wanted to do that to them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They can count the number of actual whoopings they got. But it was a matter of all of them had a phase where I had to make sure it was established. Whoa, I'm dad. We're not gonna do that. Even my youngest, he you know what I mean? His eyes were like this because he never saw it because it never happened to him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It never happened because all the boys just say, I used to get away with everything. You know what I mean? But it got to a point where he kind of felt himself a little bit, and I was like, whoa, let's come back. I say, bro, let's come back down to earth. You know what I mean?
But you know,
it's still, hey, look, it's still me.
But you real though.
But once that was done, now it's open. Now I can have those conversations with him. Now everything is open now because they know that phase. We don't have to. It's understanding.
That's right.
We don't have to go through that no more. Now we understand where we are. You know what I mean? Even with Alec, you know, believe it or not, Alec know. All right.
That's right.
And that's all I gotta say. All right.
That's right.
And it's over. It's over. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, because I'm gonna keep it real with you. Because I had a similar situation growing up in my house. I was little, and my pops used to bust my mom's ass. He left the house. He wasn't around no more, and that's the reason why I never hit a woman. You know what I mean? But there's several levels. Like when it comes to my mother, yeah, that's my mom's. Can't nobody in this world. My moms will activate me like that by saying certain words, and I'm gone. You know what I mean? To protect my moms. Because in my head, I have to protect my mom. Because my mom provided and took care of me. You understand what I'm saying? So the same thing is, when it comes to these kids, and it comes to raising them, I pat myself on the motherfucking back because I know I'm doing a great job. I know I'm at all their games. I sit down with them. I have conversations with them. Anytime I need to take each one of them by themselves and put them in the car and have a conversation, we're going to have that. And me and my wife, yo, sometimes I got to let Cheryl take over because sometimes there be situations where I be like, yo, I don't get this. And my wife gonna sit back and she gonna say, yo, I understand what's going on. We're gonna talk for a second, babe. Let me handle that. And I let her handle that, and then we kick it, and then we go figure it out, and we talk to the kids. You know what I mean? But the main thing is, like we all been saying, if that person is providing for you, that person is giving you everything that you need to help you become the person that you need to be, they gotta be a level of respect for that hierarchy. You gotta have that.
And you good? You good? Yeah. All right, because I know. Listen, people. The reason we're taking these breaks is for.
No, we're not taking another break, are we?
We're not gonna do it. We don't need to.
Will wants us to end the show, but he don't.
No,
But
we
doesn't realize that we lost a whole hour of communication.
But we was doing this.
So
for
we need to get
editing.
this next
we
topic.
We was doing this for editing purposes. I was just gonna do a minute, and then we go right into the next topic. We can keep on going.
All right, a hot minute then, because we need to keep.
Right. Listen, y'all, because again, it's a classic conversation. We started here, and we ended up on parenting. And we started on accountability, and then we ended up here.
We lost an hour. We weren't on here.
We'll be right back, man. I had to make sure my guest was all right. Be right back. We're going to get into the whole, what's Udoka? I said it right?
Emmy
Udoka. Man, now, boy, you killing me. You got that bad. A hot minute. We'll be right back. Yeah. I keep looking at that bad.
water flow. This is for the fire in your soul. In your soul, your soul, your soul. Soul cleansing. Soul
Everybody
cleansing.
got problems. Everybody got problems. No matter which soul.
Soul cleansing. Soul
That's why we
cleansing.
gotta call 'em. That's why we gotta call 'em. My spirit's so asshole.
Soul cleansing. Soul.
Nearly lost my soul, nearly lost my faith. When I lost my brother, that's the day it went away. Mama cried, so did granny did too. So lost, so hurt, I ain't know what to do. So I yell, and I cuss her back gone. Like why in the fuck, how could you do that? Bring that pain in my family, it's something we did. Tell me you mad at me, cause I can't deal. And it's hard to live without my brother. And it's hard to forgive, but still I pray.
Feel the water flow. This is for the fire in your soul. We pray for better days to live our lives and make a change. Feel the water flow. This is for the fire in your soul. In your soul, your soul, your soul. Feel the water flow. This is for the fire in your soul. We pray for better days to live our lives and make a change. Feel the water flow. This is for the fire in your soul. In your soul, your soul, your soul.
My mom wasn't selling no ass. She was working her ass off, selling Mary Kay. We used to go to Tupperware parties.
No, he don't care, man.
Hey,
It's Sugar
man.
Sean. I'm Brooklyn. They don't
You damn
care.
right. I'm always gonna be from
I'm
where
gonna
I'm
tell
from.
you something.
I'm always gonna be from where I'm from. That's usually how that works.
Sitting there trying to recollect.
I still love y'all.
I don't think I've ever heard somebody say my
What's up,
mom
number
ain't
one?
selling no ass.
My mom wasn't selling no ass.
I've never heard somebody.
My mom's was
have
working
to-
hard,
Somebody
hustling.
defend that.
Only problem is I've heard somebody who said their mom was, so it's hard. It's it's
My
hard,
boss had
it's hard to say that
parties.
jump. JT, don't let Sugar Sean distract you, man. What's the next topic, man?
No,
Just
man.
raid parties.
All right, man.
We'll see if Sean can make this conversation not about him. Let's see.
This,
Let's
this
see.
was the hot topic.
It's gonna go.
But as you can see,
Shit
we
gonna be
got
about me.
we got sidetracked there with a little bit.
What
but
happened? What's next?
We're gonna talk about Nia Long's fiance.
Oh, listen, this shit.
And
Oh,
You know,
that's disturbing, man.
the funny thing is, I actually just looked at the Kevin Hart the Kevin Hart thing where him and Nia Long was in the
that little
the
room.
drug rehab joint.
Yeah, that was
And
funny too.
You're looking at Nia Long on this show and think, and of course, was what most men is thinking. Wow, this dude cheated on her.
She still could be crazy.
You know, but basically, we're talking about the Boston Celtics suspended head coach. I guess he's still the head coach, but he just suspended.
For a year, he's gone.
It's for a year, which we don't get into
Stupid.
that. Basically, he got suspended because he had a consensual sexual relationship with a staff member of the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, they didn't even
He got
know what it
suspended
is.
for a year. Now, the Celtics have because they did say it was a couple of violations. The Celtics did say that in their policy, and this changes with different teams, is what I'm finding out, because we all know that Phil Jackson dated Jeannie Buss. But with the Celtics, nobody can date another staff member. No players can date staff members, cheerleaders, nothing like that. And I remember with the Lakers, it was the same thing, but I know that James Worthy dated one of the Lakers, cheerleaders. So it's different with, with every team. I seen some people online saying, well, damn, they did it with this team. Why they doing it for them? The Boston Celtics, like any company, organization, they have their rules. Mm-hmm. So he violated their rules by having I'm going to say consensual sexual relationship with a member, staff member, or members. Suspended for a year. He was the only one that got suspended. So whether it was 1, 2, or 3 different members, none of them got suspended. We're assuming that these were women.
Not eight women.
And so there's been, of course, Black Twitter jumped all over it. They went to all the black women that work for the Celtics, started posting pictures of them. And there was a couple of different things on this, man. Why we've seen a lot of people get suspended for conduct detrimental, breaking organizational rules, but you never really see the real reason for it. The Celtics put it out, the reason why he was suspended. Because he was having consensual sexual relations with member or members of the Celtic staff. Now, when we say Celtic staff, we don't mean the coaching. It's not limited to coaching. It's not limited to the immediate team staff. It's the Celtics. So you could be talking about somebody that's up in the front office. You could be talking about somebody that work in the cafeteria. You talk about somebody that folds clothes.
As long as they got a W-2.
Whatever. It could be whatever, as long as they got a W-2. So my main question is, why is he the only person being reprimanded, targeted, punished when it was consensual? What do you think?
Well, first things first.
Let me remind you.
I know.
Somebody told you to be careful.
You're right. No, but number one, at the end of the day, the conduct sheet that he signed, number one, that states that in there, and he violated it shouldn't even matter at that point because he violated. Number two, his position of what he is. He's basically the face, and he's also leading these men every day. So he's held at a higher standard. So again, you broke the rules, you got to pay the cost. Plain and simple. I mean, I don't see anything.
I believe all of that.
Yeah.
The only thing I have with that is, why suspend him for a year and then say we'll see what's going to happen after a year? Just
because of the backlash is coming from it.
I mean, you could have fired him.
And he's under contract though. You still got to pay him.
First of all,
with conduct detrimental, there's usually clauses within those.
That's what I'm saying.
Something like that, you're not going to get paid.
If that's
but
in
then on top of that, if it was consensual,
you still broke the rules with employees.
Why is it the other person or persons being punished also?
Because you want to know why? This is deeper than rap, right?
Yes, they said it.
They won't say their name. Won't say who it
They
is.
said it in a press conference. He's the only one that's
right.
That's right.
And they ain't say the person's name that he was sleeping with, right? Obviously, you sleeping with one of the owner's daughters or something like that.
The VP's wife.
It's something deeper. It's somebody's wife.
Yeah, the VP's wife.
It's something deeper than rap because he got caught. You know how he got caught, right? On the Ring app. He was having a conversation, and his wife heard the Ring app and was like, "Yo, who he talking to? He's talking crazy when he's going out the door." And she listened to the Ring app, and that's how he got caught. So now that means that she had to say something to somebody else. So now we got to start talking to Neil Long, like, what's going on here, right? Because you talking about protect your privacy, protect your household.
Wait. You saying that Neil Long reported it?
It's his house.
No.
It's on the Ring app.
No. It wasn't his ring. It was her ring.
Oh, Shorty ring.
Yeah.
So, okay, Neil Long, I'm sorry for that. So, at the end of the day, that means that it was on her ring. I guess he was coming out her crib. Right? So, at the end of the day.
She was talking to him on the phone.
Right.
The husband
the husband
inside the
overheard the
He
conversation.
ain't got to be inside.
So the husband is probably
through the ring,
a
too.
owner of the team,
Vice president.
or somebody big, a vice president, something, and that's why this is going down the way it's going down. Because the dude just took
But-
the Celtics to the playoffs.
But again, he should be suspended if that's in the rules, like you said. But why is it was consensual? Why isn't the other person being punished? Is what I'm
Because they
that's
won't
the-
tell you who it is. Because she the
It doesn't
vice.
matter.
Doesn't matter. The question is,
But she don't work for him though. Just that's about.
It's whoever wife it is.
No, she works for
the
them.
organization as
She
well.
Right, whoever
Yeah.
wife it is,
Yeah.
that's who you
She works-
smashing.
She works for the Celtics, and she's not being punished. Now today, and I meant to put that up here. I heard it the first time on NBA Today. Big Perkins, he posed that question. He was like, I don't understand why this other person, first off, you put his business out there. Why aren't you putting their business out there, and why aren't they being punished? And that, I can't think of a name right now. That fine little thing for NBA Today. What's her name?
oh yeah, she when it cut Perk off,
Yeah.
and went off on
She cut it. No, the one that's in charge of
NBA Today.
But she is like, we're not going to be blaming the woman.
Oh, stop.
Now,
She opened her legs.
And I get.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say I get it.
He should have smashed
Because
his
I'm
dash.
trying to figure out how is this blaming the woman if you're saying that she should be punished just like he was punished.
Because the climate we in, JT.
What climate is that?
The nonsense climate, like they trying to defend her. Like
Consensual.
we understand that, we get that, but they trying to protect her. Like somehow he manipulated her into doing whatever she did, and she didn't. That's where they're gonna go with this because they're not putting her
When
name
you-
out there.
When you say consensual, you can't say that he
No,
manipulated.
we get it. You get it, but they're not putting her name out there if it's consensual. Why her name ain't out there?
It doesn't matter if her name is out
No,
there or
once
not.
they put her name out
No,
there,
no,
and
hear me
they-
out, hear me out. Whether they put her name out there or not, all they got to do is say, we're
Both
not
parties.
putting her name out, but she is also being punished. She's not. I don't care about her name. I'm just trying to figure out why.
She's not gonna get punished.
I know now. but
Well,
I'm
because
saying
first
why.
off, it's easier to lose him
Then it is
than
to
it is
lose
with VP.
She the
You
owner.
can-
She probably the owner wife or something.
You're not going to lose the VP.
No, well, the VP's why? Well, because
I mean, you can hire somebody else. I'm just trying to figure out how is it he is in the
Absolutely.
total wrong on this.
Yeah.
What is it? What?
The alleged woman
Yeah.
is white.
Well, I
She
knew-
may be of lighter
So
pigmentation.
at first they put the black lady up there. They put a couple of them sisters up there.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody was jumping all over that. But now the word is she may have been one of them. He may still have been with the sister, but the issue is the white young lady that he was, and she was married. The other sister was not married. This lady was married to an executive, and you're right. That's the answer.
I mean, I'm glad you said it.
Well, let me,
I didn't want to
can
just
I- can
look. I just had we just
I
had a
also-
segment on taking accountability, not blaming the race. So thank you for blaming the other
Why
race.
he not going to the? Well, why he went to the house?
But let me
though?
say
Like,
this:
he
I think
losing
the,
the house.
the main reason, I think any other time he would have been fired if they didn't just go to the finals. If they would have, let's say, had a first round exit, they would have fired him. I think they would have. I think that they are more concerned about the cohesionness of the Celtics, not the not the look
It's
in
the owner wife.
not the
There
look
you
in the
go.
organization. Like
They don't want to.
yeah,
They don't want
yeah.
to. Yeah, they want to control.
That's why I
him.
said, yeah, I think that any other time he would have been fired. Like, let's just say the Celtics were decent but not good, they would have fired him. I think that because this was
I
his first
wonder-
year and they went to the finals, they didn't fire him.
And what you said earlier about it could be more than one. He came out with this statement. Of course, we know it was written for him. And then he just said, was like, I'm not saying any more on it. He's not defending himself at all. Of course, yes, he was wrong. It almost makes me feel like there's something else there to the point of, I mean, again, he could quit. Why not?
Their check.
He ain't getting a check, no way.
Yeah.
No, while he's suspended?
They suspended him. And they did a pay cut.
Yeah, he getting
He's not
checked
getting
for a
his full
year.
salary, but he's getting paid.
Do you think that
And think about the other thing.
But,
If
but let me tell you
he
something.
quits, he gets
He
nothing.
can also sue if they fire
Let
him.
me tell you
Can
something.
sue him.
Let me tell you something.
I'm happy about this. The
Actually,
Nets
he
gonna be
can't sue
all right.
him. How they gonna sue him?
No,
He violated rules. But if he resigns,
You could sue them based on the fact that if they fired him, wrongful termination in terms of you fired me, but you didn't fire
the
her.
other person. Yeah. So that explains why that's the best explanation I've heard yet, because they haven't done anything to her. But if he resigned, do you not think that he wouldn't have a job by next year?
Oh, he knows.
He ain't gonna have a job.
No, he will have
he'll have
a
a
job.
Yo, they on him. This is Me Too shit. All this other stuff.
well,
they ain't no
they
Me
on
Too.
this
Well,
dude.
well, what you
man.
gotta do?
Me Too.
They-
It's
But
consensual.
what you gotta do is he would definitely get another job. But you gotta look at.
I don't think so.
We don't know what the contract states in terms of resident. If he resigned, you don't know if he has a clause in there where you can't coach for so long. If you do that, you know what I mean. We don't. But if they fire you,
go.
you're free to go. Yeah, that's her.
Yeah,
Oh, they brought out now? They got a name out?
that's the last one.
Yeah,
that I
they
saw
fire
too.
you.
I've
then
seen
you-
a couple.
Then
of
they
different
can't
pictures
stop you
out
from
there.
finding another job.
He left me alone for that.
He didn't leave me alone.
I mean, for the
He
night.
risked it all for that.
And you know what?
You gotta stop risking it for that shit.
She had called in earlier. She's probably when we had the little unplanned break. Friend of the show, Rima. Rima had called me. Was on my way up here. She was like, when you said he left me alone for that. On the outside looking in, we look at Nia Long and black man. We just, man, ain't no way I cheat on that much, man.
Yeah, but that don't
But the thing is, dude told me this a long time ago. He said, man, the finest women shit stink too.
Absolutely.
So if they shit stink,
Absolutely.
you not think that a dude would cheat on? There's something.
Hey man,
They've been engaged since 2015
hey, man,
and they didn't get married yet.
It could smell like a bed of roses. Listen.
He was gonna cheat.
Halle Berry, Beyonce.
Oh, I saw the line.
They
I
put
saw
all
the
the-
line.
You can go down the line.
Yeah.
You know, I've always said, man, these guys are millionaires over and over again. They're getting 30, 40 Nia Longs
Yep.
ready and willing
Correct.
at any moment. 30, 40 Beyonce. Y'all think Beyonce gorgeous? The women that coming at them, man. Hey, listen. I've been to a game in them boxes and seen them guys point at and send somebody up there to go get them
And they gonna
and
come.
take them with them.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've seen
seen
it
that
with
shit.
my own right here.
I seen
You know
it.
what I'm saying? The level of, I mean, and I've always said this, and I hate we always use these examples, but the trash man got a girlfriend. Listen, hey man, you know what I mean? The trash man got a girl, it might have two, you know what I mean? So you thinking these guys got millions and millions of dollars? Man, come on.
They actually
man.
probably think they can get away with more because of the money. I believe. I think when you don't have money, it's harder to cheat. For him, it was probably a little bit easier. You know what I'm saying? Because he has the means to cover it up. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just telling you, when you have money, it's easier to cheat than when you are broke. Period.
You just shouldn't be cheating.
Saw that. Yeah, I mean, you know,
That's a fact.
You're right. I mean, you know, I know
It's
a
hard to
football
cheat, bro.
player that rents the suite of a hotel and he brings up several of his conquests and he puts them in different rooms and just bounces back and forth for the week. This is something that I know. You know what I mean?
I've seen it too.
Hey, listen.
And I mean,
These
people,
folks living on different. These folks living on different levels. So everybody say, "Oh, he cheated on Nia Long." Come on, man.
Anybody can get Anybody.
Come on,
can
man.
get
What you
it.
talking
And look,
about?
Anybody can get it. Ain't nobody's
look,
special.
this
And we
goes-
talking about they get. And we talking about he getting a 22-year-old version of Nia Long.
Correct.
You understand me?
I was going to say, you know, this is going to be cruel. This ain't Boys in the Hood, Nia Long.
I'm glad. You
This is
MJ
this
in
is
here. You know what MJ
NCIS
would have
Nia
said.
Long.
Well,
She a little wilder right now.
what Axelcott would have said? Well,
She's
a
still
man
bad,
at
but
my
she a little
age,
wild.
you know.
Right now, it's about
But I got a question though.
I'm not going after nobody my age. I'm going after the young ones. That's what my man Axelcott would have said.
Nah,
Here's my
she
question,
threw,
though.
she threw it on him.
What's your question, man?
She
So
threw it
okay,
on
now we just okay. You know, one thing in this society, men always get blamed for this, right?
Sure.
But why nobody even talking about the woman doing it?
Why
though?
they-
Cheating just
And
just
she
as
was
well.
married.
Right, exactly.
Nah,
She was the married one. He's not married any alone.
Think about it, just as many
my
women
thing.
do it just as much as
This is my thing, and this is why, as much as I cannot think of the girl's name. You pulled it up yet, Dwayne?
What?
NBA Today. I cannot think of her name. She called in today to Stephen A. Smith
Oh,
show.
he not cut her off. Hey, well, he went off. He was like, oh no, not on my show. You
Oh yeah, she called in, and then she said her piece.
She started off saying, I'm not gonna let you do that, Stephen A.
Michaela
She said her piece.
Andrews.
Didn't have Malika Andrews.
Malika Andrews. Okay.
And then, and I was glad for her because she got the job after old girl got fired because of
Correct.
the stuff she did down in the bubble. You remember that she said some
But
racist
Malika,
shit or
but
something like that.
Rachel
Yeah.
Rachel Nichols.
correct me if I'm wrong. Ain't Malika the one that they accused of sleeping with Jimmy?
Correct.
Yeah.
Jimmy, what's his name for the Miami Heat?
Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
Yes.
She the same one.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Now,
Okay.
now
Go ahead.
the thing is,
She's a hoe.
the first time that she went hard was when Perk said it. And I mean, you could tell that the show, she actually, if I remember correct, she actually reached up and pulled her earpiece out. You could tell that they was trying to tell her to go to the next thing, but she kept going in, Perk, we don't know all this, we don't know all that, so we're not gonna blame the woman, yada, 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 yada. And then they went to commercial. Sure, they hashed it out because we came back, Perk was smiling, she was smiling. But she called into the Stephen A. Smith show today. She said her piece. Stephen A. started talking. And when she tried to interrupt, he was like, wait, hold on. You calling into my show telling me to be quiet? That's not gonna happen. Ooh, boy, when I tell you he burned her today.
Good job, Stephen.
But I'm trying to figure out why she's on this hype train of feeling that people are blaming the woman because they want the woman to be punished also.
Because she did it too.
Because the word is consensual. Then they tried to say that he was in a position of power.
Here we go with this bullshit.
Again, it was consensual.
Bullshit. But that's where they're gonna go with it. They're gonna go with that whole movement, and he's in a position of power, and she felt like she had to do it.
So you saying
whatever.
It could be more than one, and you're right, because I did see that he supposedly violated multiple,
Just hit the.
Organizational rules.
They was throwing it at
Maybe
him.
he did get with somebody in the cafeteria also.
And they brought an independent investigator, another law firm that came in there to actually conduct the investigation, and they said it was multiple infractions.
Now, and this the crazy
Have you.
thing, bro.
Adam Levine happy.
But I bet you he wouldn't have got suspended if it would just been the sister.
Hold up, check this out. Once he found out about the investigation, he moved Nia Long to Boston 2 months after he found out the investigation, and guess who set up the move? The woman that he was kicking it with.
Yeah, because she knows. The dude, whoever her husband is a high power person. He's probably the owner of the team, and that's why this is all out there. If he wasn't like that guy or the owner of the team or somebody that was in that
I knew it was
position,
somebody in the front
he's a
office.
high position. He's probably the owner of the team. If somebody else,
When it first came out,
it's a high-
I said that it was either a relative
Or the
as in
owner.
daughter, cousin,
somebody.
something of, or wife. I put wife as different than relative. It's a relative or wife of somebody that a high-ranking person in the front office. But this that come down, because like they were saying, bro, it was many. Stephen A. was like, and you got to take a lot of what he say for real, because he is in the. I mean, especially with the NBA. that's really, I mean, he talks football, he talks baseball, but the NBA, he really rocks with them dudes.
Yeah.
He's in the locker rooms. He's at these hotel parties with these married NBA players. And he was like, man, he said, I'm gonna tell you something. There's a lot more that goes on,
all the
a
time.
lot more than what we just talked about. And his
point was, it never gets called out. Nobody got suspended for it. Nobody got fired for it. They don't expose it. He kept his whole argument was, why did they choose to expose this? He said, that's what I want to know. Why did you choose to expose this particular incident? Because if you think he was the only person sleeping with somebody that works in the organization, man, please.
Somebody wife.
There's no way.
And again,
somebody wife.
When we say expose it, we're talking about, I mean, you said exactly what he was suspended for instead of a violation of team rules. And that's what you usually get. And you have no idea what it was. Of course, speculation happens. Oh, man, ain't no telling. Maybe you got to go to drug rehab or that.
Or did it get
they
leaked?
came out with this.
Well, they claim they didn't leak it. But that's Stephen A. said, there's no way you didn't leak it. How else would anybody know if you didn't leak it?
Right.
Yeah.
How would they know?
Right.
It was clearly leaked.
Yeah.
Y'all know it was leaked.
That dude found out she was taking that
suspension.
6'9",
And it was a way
14-inch.
It was a way to control the what's the word?
The narrative.
The narrative.
Absolutely.
It was a way to control the
man
narrative.
could've been
If we put it out there like that, then we control the narrative.
This man could have been suspended. He could have went on home, and him and Nia could have figured it out. But now they have to figure it out in the public eye.
But this is why I say
the
he not.
next time that they go out to dinner, if they do, the next time that they go out to dinner, it's going to be huge news instead of suspended coach and his fiance.
Nah,
It's gonna be
Nia
huge
Long.
news, but the thing is, let's be honest, we don't know their relationship. We don't
Right.
know if Nia
They ain't
says,
giving
hey,
him none.
she cheated on him.
Know what he up. No,
Or allows him to do that.
Don't ask. Sometimes the don't ask, don't tell.
what was-
Sometimes hey, just don't get caught. Sometimes it's hey, I understand. I
What
mean,
was
some of these athletes'
polarizing-
wives know what's going on. They not. Come on, they're not crazy.
What was polarizing was that he's been in Boston for the last year. She just moved to Boston this year. So again, we don't, like I said, we don't know the specifics of their relationship. It could be different. Let's face it, people in that limelight, you have some living in New York, some living in Cali, and they're supposedly in a relationship.
But they got a kid, so it's like my boy's coaching the league. Like it's one of them situations where them dudes is running, moving, doing what they got to do. You got a kid that's like 14 years old, right? He's in school, he's doing whatever he got to do. It's like, do we move to Boston now? He's just getting to high school.
Yeah.
It's a whole different kind of dynamic.
It's her kid is 14. Their kid, I think, is like 3 or 4.
No, she got an older son. No, their kid
Their
is
kid's
14.
10.
It's 10.
The older kid is older. They've been together for like 12 years.
12 years.
This wasn't a new relationship.
Yeah, they've been engaged since 2015.
Number one
And they
said,
ain't
how many
get
times have
married
I
yet.
said black men getting involved with the white women leaves it no good. Always stay black.
Tiger Woods. He gonna have to go to rehab. But that's why I said he's not gonna get another job, because all these owners are connected. All these families are connected. So they're gonna make sure that he's not gonna be coaching in the NBA.
I don't, bro. I'm gonna tell
They
you,
all
something.
connected.
I don't. They
Unless he
connect-
come to Brooklyn with the
That dude
Russians.
took Boston in
Yeah,
1 year
they
to the
connected,
championship
but
game.
if they fire him,
He'll
come
get
to
another
Brooklyn.
job.
he will be hired quick.
He'll get a job. It may not be a
They ain't
head
gonna
coach.
blackball. He
It might be a head coach job
He ain't
immediately.
gonna be blackball.
Well, let's
But
see.
he'll get another job.
Yeah, he ain't gonna get blackball.
I'm happy about this because my Nets gonna be all right.
Well, listen, JT.
Yo, who?
Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, I thought you said Knicks.
I'm not a Knicks fan. I'm a Nets fan.
I got you, Will. I got to bring up one more topic real quick. Real quick. So,
You ready to go?
Yeah.
Brett Favre basically swindled millions of dollars from the poorest state in the entire United States. And he swindled money, not swindled, he stole money that was designated to the poor communities. Welfare money.
Jackson State could have had water.
to build a new gym because his daughter was on the volleyball team. You know, he just it was, I don't remember what the dollar amount is, but it was millions of dollars.
Ain't nothing gonna happen.
Now, he's not under investigation by the feds, and they've interviewed him because he gave the money back. Not the gym money, but the money that he got for himself. He got like $3 million for himself for so-called speaking engagements.
Yep. Oh my God.
Yep.
Now, the question is, number one, how is it not criminal that you clearly, and other people who are involved are being investigated criminally? They're being investigated criminally. The mayor, it was this other female. The governor.
Yep.
They're all getting investigated, but he's not. And he is not only not getting investigated, but they're not putting, you getting blips of media coverage.
Yeah.
They might bring it up in a quick 2-minute segment
at the end, right before
and
the
move
commercial.
on.
Right before the commercial.
But you hearing about this man having a consensual relationship with a staff member repeatedly, over and over and over again, but yet somebody can steal millions of dollars that was supposed to go to the welfare budget of the poorest state
that part
in the entire country. How was this not, number one, investigated on a federal crime, and how is it possible that this media is not talking about it?
Cause Brett Favre got CTE.
And I'm gonna tell you this, I will give it up to Black Twitter, Black Instagram, Black Facebook. Within the last 2 days, they just started pulling them off of radio shows, podcasts. Within the last 2 days, they just started this. Because there's been so much stuff, because of the stuff that came out about Udoka, people went all the way back to, what's my man quarterbacking for New Orleans right now?
Jameis
Winston. When Jameis Winston stole the crab legs, they was like, there was more media attention on that than Brett Favre actually stealing this money.
Absolutely.
Like I said, from the poorest state in the nation.
Robert
You could talk
Kraft
about
still
Mike
pussy.
Vick. Everything that happened to him. Wasn't no bodies killed. Wasn't nothing taken away from actual people. But yet with Brett Favre, he's taking things away from people that actually needed this money. But there was no media. There still is no media coverage,
and no charges.
Yeah, right. No charges coming up from way up top like it should.
Nothing's
but
gonna
yet,
happen.
A rapper can get RICO charges, or R. Kelly can get RICO charges.
I mean, they was wilding.
But I guess the question that would be then, is Brett Favre really relevant? Even though I understand current more or less, like where the Boston Celtics coach is current, then happened with Vic was current, all that was current. Like Brett Favre is who cares? Even though, it's still heinous. Don't get me wrong, it's still heinous.
He's a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Anything that Brett Favre does
that still comes on many media platforms to talk about all the other BS he wants to talk about, and they'll bring it and they'll discuss it. He's been on several platforms, and it's been okay. This didn't just happen. They knew about it.
Right. This, like I said, within the last 2 days, we're in September. This happened like March, earlier this year, something like that. That it actually first started coming out, and they have text messages. What his dude was like, what did he say? Where's the money?
He said it's not gonna. The media's not gonna get a hold of this, are they? There's nothing to come back against me through the media, is it? Got the actual message that said it.
Got the messages.
That means you knew what you were doing was wrong.
Welcome to America.
You about to say something, Ben?
I'm gonna just say, you can't try too many white men at one time. Like, you might have a white man shoot the school and they're like, shoot the school or Trump. So you gotta look at it like that. It's like Brett Favre. Brett Favre gonna do Brett Favre do. Again, you got Trump doing some stupid stuff. So like, we don't focus on Trump this week or this month. We're gonna get Brett Favre after everything goes over. But you know what it is. It's just like, it's attack on black man. Like we talking about last week, The Woman King, you know, which I think is the excellent movie. First off, y'all need to go see it.
Yeah, I need to go see
I
it.
almost licked the screen. Good movie. Thank you. Yeah, it's a good movie. So, but no, what I'm listening to and what I'm thinking about, honestly, I think it's just that teetering that the media does, where it's a distraction for us as a culture. Where it's like honestly, when the last time we seen a Nia Long movie? You know what I'm saying? Like, so they put her in the forefront because that's a staple in our community.
Love Jones, one of my all-time favorites.
You know, see, so you know,
hanging up in my movie theater room right now.
So it's like Nia Long, you know, you're bringing her up, and then you're talking about her husband's possible infidelity, not really knowing, like you said, we don't know their lifestyle, we don't know their situation, but making it seem like her husband's in the wrong. And then you said a sister came on Stephen A. Smith's show talking about, you know, let's not blame the woman. I agree with you, Sean. You know, we're gonna mark this day too. I agree with you, Sean, where it's like they are playing that role of they're playing the feminist role really strong lately, and it's like equality is equality. So if he did wrong, then you did wrong. See, you need to just own up to both of it, but they cannot, because then it would not be part of the current agenda. Right now, whatever distraction they're trying to get us to, you know, pay attention to, majority of the time it's not really working, because it's like, we see that y'all want to give us this, but China stock market crashing, China real estate issue.
Absolutely.
And we owe China money. So that means our money with them, we got to issue economically right now. So when it comes down to it, the media starts stirring up. The best thing they do, and I got to figure out the name of the, it's not a procedure, but it's an actual formula they use using us. And it's so crazy because every network still does it.
Yep.
Every marketing firm still does it. They use us first because we're such a consumer is what they look at us as. And they find it and they use it and they just abuse us with it. And like right now, it's like, okay, realistically, and I was telling Terry, I was like, I didn't even know Nia Long was like engaged. I've been thinking she's been single so long, I thought she just had a baby. I didn't care who the man was. I was like, baby, you know, just anything happen. You know, I love you.
I played, you know what, Ben, it was probably a few months ago. I had them, Dwayne, we played that video during the show of what you're talking about, how the media takes things.
Yeah.
And how it was an excellent video, man. And it was so 100% on point. How this dude exposed exactly how the media works, how it infiltrates, how it finds an enemy. Yeah. I mean, how we are the consumer. I mean, it was so dead on point. But I'm gonna tell you something else. JT, old Mont, YB was on here Thursday, and he said something almost profound. Right? He said, "I don't blame them." Talking about basically the white. I don't blame them. They're protecting their own.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Wow.
Exactly. He said, I don't blame them.
That's facts.
Because he wanted to comment on our conversation. He heard the conversation Tuesday about the Woman King and all that stuff. And he said, I don't blame them. He said, they doing what they supposed to do. They protecting their own.
Yeah.
That's what they doing.
What did we just talk about? Accountability as a whole damn race. We need to take accountability and stop blaming them.
No, we had the money, and that was my point on it is we had it, Terry. We had the money, but we had the power and the position.
Sure
we
did.
had the media stuff.
Talked about that on this show.
We sold all of
on
it.
this show.
BET used to have BET Sports, BET News, BET this, BET, you know what I mean? And we had outlets. We sold all of it.
Rob Johnson.
We sold it.
That's right.
Now, you know, you can look back and say, well, what would you do if somebody gave you $1 billion? You know what I mean? But the reality of it is,
I wouldn't sell my culture.
We had it.
If I'm in charge of the culture, it's no price you can put on it. It should be no price you can put on it.
It was a price for Ben.
Remember,
not you, Ben,
the only way we could see videos back in the day, millennials,
We didn't have internet and stuff. You had to wait for BET videos sold and all the different videos showed.
Listen, now, you know
Ralph McDaniels, what's that video box?
When you're ever in a position, when you're ever
Jones in the morning,
right? When you're ever anybody that is in a position of control and can take over in a position of power. The power, you gotta go. Like even the dude from Amazon, he had to let go of his. He had to sell a bunch of his shit. Why would he sell Amazon? Why would Jeff Bezos give away a whole bunch of that?
Because he
had so much control.
No.
He had.
What Lo is saying is white people are different from black people.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what he's saying.
No, we agree. I agree.
Jeff Bezos sold his company because he's white. He can afford to do.
No, Jeff Bezos had to get shut down by the world.
But
he was a white man. I mean, even though he's a white man, but he had to get shut down by the world because of the fact he's in control of the world with Amazon.
First of all,
hold on. How did he get shut down?
He never got shut down.
How did he get shut down?
Nah, he didn't get shut down. He just sold it. Why would you sell a company that's making billions and billions and could be trillions of dollars?
He stepped down as the CEO at the current time.
That's all
he did.
That's all he
He's
did.
Not
his pocket is still
good,
loaded,
bro.
Yeah,
like he worried about space. Like this brother, like what we gonna do on the moon? Shit, fuck everything else. Let's do on the moon. Y'all can have these packages. I don't give a fuck.
We always gonna battle black people. That's just what it is, man.
What you said, like Mont said, we're for sale in every shape, form, or fashion. We don't have the ability to keep us. Like the Black Wall Streets, the what's the Lake Lanier,
Black Wall. Are you talking about the town?
I mean, but we got the money now, but we ain't doing it.
I wouldn't say we don't have the ability.
But let me say this though: you had a Renaissance, a Black Harlem Renaissance. You had a black section of Chicago that was Brownsville that was really popular back in the late 70s. So it's always places where we have control, but it's also places where we give up control. No different than segregation. You know what I'm saying? Once we felt like we got some traction on Jim Crow, we immediately started running to them. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to building up what we had.
But they run the same playbook, right? So it's the same playbook, the same plan, the same thing that's been happening consistently for the last 100 years.
But let me say this:
I mean, once you got something that's real, the music they took our entertainment.
But let me say this: if you see something so many times, when, like you said, this is a personal accountability. When do you say no?
Because of money.
So
is money?
I wouldn't say that
money is all money good. We all
they're gonna take the money.
Isn't good money.
I wouldn't say that we don't have the ability. I would say that we don't have the confidence to not sell.
Everybody got a price.
No, they don't.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Everybody got a price.
Let me say this:
white, black, indifferent. Everybody got a price.
So let me say this, Sean. You saying everybody got a price?
You got a price.
Could somebody buy your kids from you for a price?
How much?
Stupid.
You ain't got to worry about that disrespect, then, son.
Nah, like you talking shit. They giving me $20 billion for you. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Nah, everybody got a price. I mean,
the problem to me is not necessarily the price, and not necessarily the fact that it was sold. It'd be hard for anybody to sit there and say, "I would turn down $1 billion." I mean.
Did somebody want to buy Power and Black?
Yeah, man.
You see?
But the flip side of that is the difference between us and them is if they would have sold it, they would have sold it with some conditions.
Yeah,
we don't do it under the conditions.
That's why I love Kanye.
We would have
just sell it.
We just sell
We
it.
just sell
The
it.
condition should have been the only way I'm gonna sell it is
if I could still be in control of these things.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
These things need to still be in place because I just want to make sure I get back to my culture. You know what I mean?
Right.
The reason why HBCUs didn't get TV because there was no more BET Sports.
Correct.
It was gone. You know what I mean? The videos were gone because, you had to go back to watching VH1 and MTV again because there's no more video, and then they get to select what videos they want to show. You didn't get, again, especially without the internet stuff, we'll just sell it without any type of control while they will make sure they put things in place, And it just brings me
But
to.
who's to say that Robert ain't got no
Creative
kind of
control?
royalty or anything up behind that?
We gotta check
as
that
far
facts.
as that in
You know
the
what?
contract. Because BET is still.
But what he's saying is,
I don't think
if
he has
did
any
have
control.
We would have the news. We
Hey.
would still have.
We
We
do
still
have
got
that.
BET. I mean, you still got
Fox
BET.
Soul.
But you don't have no BET News.
Yeah, you got
I mean-
BET News still.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
You
Not
get
like
you
what
get
we
little
had.
you get little
Smiley
blips.
was on there.
Yeah, you get little
They
blips.
y'all don't watch Fox Soul and BET, the app and all that other stuff. They got all
The app.
going
All
on.
of them had a show on.
We talking about
No more Tavis Smiley,
All of them
brother.
had it.
Right. Ain't no
Yeah.
more
That was
Tavis.
on PBS.
Yeah, like Puffy got revoked.
There's control.
Roland Martin.
And we don't. The reason why you have these scenarios is you don't have any actual media control. You know what I mean? And that's and then when you do have it, somebody like Oprah Winfrey who created a whole network. You know what I mean? Or Tyler Perry who's
I think Oprah
do
sold
these
hers
things.
too.
Did she sell her?
I think she sold hers.
Yeah, she's so on. She don't own no more.
See, not even Oprah. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. We
How about
and
that?
And that goes back. That goes back to what Mon said.
Oprah Winfrey does not own the Oprah Winfrey Network. What
That
the
don't-
hell?
That's what I'm saying, man.
But what about Kanye
we
West
can't.
owning what he owns?
We can't.
He doesn't own anything.
Are you kidding me?
What media? Hold on.
Wait.
Sean,
He doesn't own
what?
it.
You're
My
wrong.
point. My point is.
Hold on.
Wrong.
My point is, Sean.
Okay, I'm sorry.
My point is, media. What controls this
media,
world, what
that's
controls the narrative is the media.
Yeah.
If you don't
So I
own
agree.
anything in the media outlets, you don't control what's being put out there. They control what's being put out there. That's why when they put stuff out about all our black folks, even with this coach, you saw all these black folks just go on there. You just
Jump
see,
on 'em.
jumped on them. But there's no conversation about Brett Favre. Why are we not jumping on him? Why is it not the same venom on a Brett Favre as it is to a guy who had a consensual sexual relationship to grown folk? This wasn't no kids. This was two grown people.
It was not sexual
You know what I'm
assault.
saying? But
It's
that's
nothing
all
like
you
that.
hearing. But there's nothing. But we're not blasting Brett. Brett should be in. Hey man, listen. And I didn't like him as a quarterback, but he committed a crime that if any of us in this room had got that millions of dollars,
Correct.
we're in prison as we
Right.
speak.
Waiting for trials.
We're in prison.
Waiting
There's no
for trials.
ifs. There's no ands. There's no buts. You're in prison.
This all started when we got
Right
rid
now.
of Black Planet.
This guy go to Black Planet. Hey man, we're gonna go top 5.
I was about to say top 5 now.
Black Planet is this what happened. Y'all got rid of Black Planet.
Speaking of music videos,
Remember Black Planet?
I got a twist for us, man. We've done artists, whatnot, but we hadn't did this one. Your top 5. I'm gonna start this week with rap. Your top 5 rap videos of all time. Yeah, look at that. Look at everybody had. Look at that. Your top 5 rap videos. We're gonna start rap this week. I'm gonna do R&B next week.
Easy.
Top 5 rap.
I can do mine.
Go for it.
Eminem and Dr. Dre. Can't think of, no, not that one. The one where they killing people. There you go. That's the first one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Second, I'm gonna go with Big Pimpin', Jay-Z, Pimp C, and Bun B. Ain't nothing like that. Name Dash made that famous. Okay. Third, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm actually gonna go all Atlanta after this. Third is Bombs Over Baghdad.
Give me some.
Andre 3000 running.
Top row.
International, all
down the
right.
hill.
Yeah. Second, Goody Mob, Cell Therapy.
Okay.
And last but not least, this was the biggest song I ever video seen in Atlanta. He was up here a couple weeks ago. Pastor Troy.
Give me some.
Is We Cut. Okay. Now it sounds crazy, but that was the first time I really seen an Atlanta artist on TV and BET. Because before then,
For real.
it really wasn't, even Outkast wasn't even on BET that much. But
John
when
Dawson.
Pastor Troy finally got his deal and did that, Are We Good? I used to love that song, man.
Yes, sir.
In the video.
I don't know.
Because let me say, my honorable
No
mention
damn rap.
is Tip Drill.
Tip Drill.
That was gonna be my number one. That was gonna be that's one of my. That was mine.
That was on my mind.
We used to wait
That
up
was
in
on my
college
mind.
to watch that video.
That one was on my mind.
And we had to suffer through What That Thing Smell Like. And white, there you go, just to get to Tip Drill at the end. That's it. I went back a little too far.
Ain't nothing wrong with that one.
Well, I'm about to go back a whole lot further than that because I haven't seen a rap video in 12 years.
Nah, I got some gold.
All right, I guess I'll go next.
Go for it.
Number 5 would be Ice Cube.
Today's
Good day. Yeah, Good Day.
Yeah, good day.
Good storyteller. My fourth one would be, international players. Bun B, Pimp C, Outkast, David Banner on the beat. Number 3 will be Like a Pimp, David Banner.
David Banner.
Man,
okay.
Jay, put on, man. That was it. Number 2. Oh man, Lil Flip.
Yeah,
It's the way we ball.
Flip.
Yeah, I remember. Flip.
Yeah, had to be that one.
That thing was hot. Well,
Game over. Yeah,
all right.
that was hot.
Let's see. Well, man, number 2. Number 1. Number 1 is Miss Jackson. Outkast.
I am for real.
But that was made. That's Brian Barber's my favorite video art director, like of all time. I love Chris Robinson. I love Hype Williams. But Brian Barber is the one that made creativity and comedy, and always made an appearance
In the video.
In the video.
Yep.
So yeah.
All right.
I go next then.
Go for it.
Tip Drill. We'll go with that first.
Watch this swipe call.
Ghetto Boys Mind Playing Tricks on Me.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
Poe Pimpin'. Do or Die.
Okay.
Scenario. Tribe Called Quest.
Okay.
And Mama Said Knock You Out.
I'm gonna say knock you out. First rap Grammy.
Yep.
First rap Grammy. Did you know that being that the first rap song got a Grammy? Did you know that?
I thought the first rap. I thought it was
Will Smith was.
No, they got a Grammy.
Yeah, Will Smith. Will Smith is the first artist to ever get it. Yeah.
Over Mama Said Knock You Out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Matter of fact, they boycotted it.
Google.
They boycotted that Grammy.
Yeah. Did you know that man? Will Smith.
Yeah, that wasn't a real rap song. Go ahead.
Whoa.
Oh, you know what? An honorable mention, Summertime.
Summertime. Now you talking. That was a good rap video.
Hey, Dwayne, Mr. Big.
You got your 5, Terry?
I want to go last.
All right. Go ahead, Brooklyn.
All right, so we're going to start off with, I forget this song, though. That MOP joint was tough. We going the Missy Elliott joint where they was wearing the bags. The big Missy Elliott joint.
The Rain.
Yeah, that joint.
Superstars.
That's my number 5. That joint was tough. Then you got to go with, there was one rap video that was crazy back in the days with Das Effects when they was in the sewer. Right?
Yeah.
Then we got to go with, Hov, man. Jay-Z with that last one. The last video that I thought was super dope was Mercy Me that he came out with. Then we got to go to the greatest ever to do it. Big. I mean, we got to go with Big when it comes to that, Sky's the Limit. That was a dope video. And then, to me, the best one was Juicy. Those are mine.
All right.
And honorable mention is Kanye West Through the Wire, because that joint right
Through the Wire went hard. That was hard.
Yeah.
Once you see how he made it even harder.
Yeah, I saw that live when he first did it. I was there when he first did it in that video.
Oh, word. Huh?
Yeah, I was there. He showed it in his documentary. We was all there in 40-40. That's when I thought I was going to be.
Without a pen, I spit. Without a pen.
Got your 5, Will? You gonna step out of that one?
The Message.
Ain't nothing wrong with a gangster party. Snoop Dogg and Tupac. Man, come on, man. America's Most Wanted. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Tupac rapping from jail. The Dear Mama joint.
Oh, I guess it's on me then, huh? Okay. All right, Ice Cube, A Good Day.
That's good.
Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, Nothing But a G Thing.
Summertime, Will Smith. Biggie with the Juicy Joint.
Of course.
And Naughty by Nature.
Ooh, remember that?
Which one? OPP?
No, it wasn't Naughty by Nature. I'm sorry. Rex and Effect.
Oh, Rex. Oh,
On that
Rump
damn
City.
beach, boy.
I thought he said OPP.
And my honorable mention,
Okay.
Hammer.
Which one?
Okay.
At the pool party. Pumps in the bump.
Bumps in the boat.
Well, let me tell you something. When I was in the military, I had like 3 pumps in a bumps party and we ain't have a pool. And I was in the military in the barracks.
Oh my God. That acting crazy.
Man.
Wasn't Deion Sanders in that video?
Was you
Yep.
dancing? Was you dancing how you dancing today?
Don't do
Nah, it was a little different back
Okay,
then.
I'm
A little
just
different back
checking,
then.
man.
A little different back then.
Twerking ain't nothing. though.
Pumps in a bump. Ooh.
Deion Sanders was in that joint. Remember that?
Yeah, man.
Deion's still a
I had to
man.
go way back. I don't know. I see you over there writing shit.
Oh, yeah, making sure I don't forget mine. That's all.
Get your Google out.
Yeah. I ain't got to Google mine. I don't want to forget them. Go ahead, Terry. You up?
Okay, I got the story of OJ, the cartoon one.
Oh,
okay.
I really like that one. I did. Which one was it by T.I.? No, what is it? The one Lollipop, Lil Wayne.
Okay.
I used to love that one. Right. Gold Digger, Kanye.
Oh, remember that. Gold Digger.
What? That's R&B. Run This Town. Didn't they have a video with Jay-Z? Run This Town. And who was it's a T.I. video. Do It. Big Things Popping. Didn't he have a video for that one? Love that one. Yeah. 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 That's 5, right? Yes. I did it. R&B though. I got you next week. But that's it. That's mine.
All right. So my aunt, she put Cool Mo D Wild Wild West.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, remember that?
But she gave one and stopped. All right, well, come back to. I know you're in Vegas, so it might be. It's hard to concentrate with all the games running off and whatnot. If you're in the casino, yeah, right. Number 1 fan got Summertime.
Okay.
It Takes 2 with Rob Bass. That's a good one. Yeah.
Look, with the worn out velour sweatsuit. Yeah. You see his sweatsuit was worn out. I was like, damn,
Hilarious.
get a new sweatsuit.
LL Mama Said Knock You Out.
Yeah.
Queen Latifah Ladies First. And Curtis Blow with the Christmas rap.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Honorable mention from number 1 is The Message and Rappers Delight. Rappers Delight was the joint.
Yeah, it was.
First rap song ever to hit the radio.
Hey, man, I know that song from
Rappers Delight.
1976.
I damn near have an asthma attack when that song comes
I
on.
riding around. I remember riding around in the car with Mom. We just got the what was that place in Fort Hood, Texas? And dude came out there and said, "I'm gonna bust out my super sperm." My mom like to lost her natural mind. What did they say? Like, man, just a rap song.
She wasn't trying to hear that.
She wasn't trying to hear that. She like to lost her mind. Oh man, that's classic.
What'd you say, sorry?
I'm gonna do it.
I was
He said,
6
I'm
years
gonna
old.
do it. I'm gonna do it. He kept rapping.
I ain't said a word. Yeah, I wasn't crazy. All right, well, that's all we got. My aunt ain't put her 5 there, so I'm gonna go with mine. Number 5, Brenda's Got a Baby, Tupac.
Oh, yeah, that was tough. Brenda got a baby.
He got so many, but I'm gonna just. But Brenda's Got a Baby was like a game changer. All right, next I'm gonna go with Ice Cube, A Good Day. That one just.
Hey, man.
I can just listen to that thing. It just.
You can actually live that.
He may make that jumper, but it looked good though.
That joy. You know what I'm saying? That in
seen him hit
summertime,
the triple
you feel
double
like you
in
can
the
actually
video.
live that any day of the week.
You forget about that.
Yeah, that was a good one.
The last one he did. That was tough, too.
Gotta go with my man KRS-One. My Philosophy.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
So you're a philosopher?
Yes.
Yes.
That's when I thought. That's when I became a god.
So I'm old. This me.
Yeah, you a god body.
Look at my face.
All right. Number 2. My radio, believe me, I like it loud. See, boy, you cover me tonight, bro. You cover me tonight. You even got my box on here. Box. Yeah. My radio, believe me, I like it loud. I'm the man with the box that can rock the crowd, walking down the street to the hardcore beat while my JVC vibrates the concrete. I'm sorry, Ben, if you can't understand, but I need a radio inside my hand. Don't mean to offend other citizens, but I kicks my volume where?
That's 10.
There you go. Somebody right there. Somebody right there with me.
I'm gonna see if this is gonna be your number one. Go ahead.
Oh, my number one without question. Without question, man. My 40th birthday party, man. I came in. We had the 80s versus 90s birthday party, man. Everybody came in with their 80s, 90s joint, man. I came in with my Kango, the full sweatsuit, the gold chains, and I did. Yeah, that guy right there. That guy right there. You gotta let folks know I used to be slim now. The number one of all time, man. I was late for my party, boy. I said I ain't coming in. When I walked in the door, Will, they had the red carpet out, and the DJ hit it. I'm bad.
What is that?
I'm bad.
Yes, sir. Like a shark's fin. I'm bad, man. Number one video of all time, man. Because I told y'all LL is my GOAT. GOAT. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna order me a rope chain this week. It ain't gonna be filled. It ain't gonna be filled. It's gonna be hollow. Yeah.
And they said he sure did. He was LL down. Wasn't that LL down? I said they were all there.
It's gonna be what?
Yes,
gonna be hollow.
It's gonna be hollow. It's gonna be real.
Shake.
Okay.
I came in there LL Cool J down, man. I'm bad, boy. Oh, yeah. That was a great party.
It's gonna be for show. It's gonna be for show.
Call I don't waste my money.
No, not buy no big thick ass gold chain. 55 years.
Yeah,
old. What the hell I look
well, you're right.
Real gold.
You got to wait to see the pennant I'm making for my 45th.
All right, brother. Talk to us one more time about the business. How can they find you? How can they order this hot gear you got, man? Watch me be great. JT got the one. If he better not sit that shirt down, because it's gone.
Rocking this joint.
Again, thank you guys again for having me out here. You can check us out at powerandblack.com. On IG, you can check us out at Power and Black Tees.
That's what's up,
And
man.
I promise you, once you put it in your phone once, the algorithm is strong. It's Power and Black. It will keep popping up. And I promise you, you're going to purchase something. What you've seen up here tonight is a lot of stuff for the brothers. Women could wear them, but he actually has some stuff that's so dope for women.
Mainly a lot of our stuff is
dope
towards women and couples, actually, too.
So dope. I'm telling you, man, get with this guy.
Power and Black.
Get these T-shirts. You can put a sweatshirt on up under. I know it's getting to get cold. Put your little sweatshirt on up under.
Oh yeah. We do have hoodies and sweatshirts too.
Yeah, we got the hoodies too. I know. Yeah.
What's the IG?
Power and Black Tees.
TEES.
Put your fur or your shirling on with the T-shirt. Hey man, I'm bringing my shirling out this
Again,
winter.
the man has a whole warehouse with employees.
Oh, I'm rocking with them.
And they're black people. They're not.
No.
They're all people.
There you go.
They're all people.
He said no. You might quit tomorrow.
But what I'm saying is he's not getting that cheap labor. He got people that's working. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, we have no sweatshop.
No sweatshop.
Rock with it.
Power and Black Tees, man. Y'all check out the brother, man. We appreciate you coming out for sure. My internet running slow, but this is it right here, though, right?
Yes, sir.
All right,
yes,
good deal. They got you going.
I told you that.
Sugar Sean, where you at, brother?
That algorithm strong, boy.
We out here.
Yo, Sugar Sean out here. We moving. The work is coming. It's we outside. So
we gotta know all the lyrics.
Every Tuesday, I'm here, right here at the Uptown Comedy Corner. It's starting to heat up. It's building and it's gonna be crazy. $5 funny. Come up in here and we did an ill menu. We got Ben and Phoenix put that together and it's gonna be dope. And I also tomorrow night I'm at Pure Zen in McDonough. It's a wine bar. That's another joint that I got going off that's crazy. And on October 20th, I'm in, this is going to be dope. I'm in Alpharetta. It's a costume party at the comedy show that I always do. But you can always find me on Sugar Sean Riley, SUGASEAN, RILEY. Make sure you hit me up on Mondays. I always do my live Money Mondays. Talk about your investments, where your money at, what you're doing. And that's it, man. We just grinding, So we outside. We out here. We outside.
Like you said, man, Tuesday night, doors open at, we said 6:30. $5 menu. It's a real $5 menu. Being and Terry and Sean had twist a little arms on some of it, but you know what I mean? But we got a real $5 drink and food menu. You can't beat it. And if you know my kitchen staff, they still overdo it. And I be telling, hey man, they only paying $5, man. Lighten up on that junk.
Hey man,
they filling these folk up for $5, man.
I got a chicken quesadilla tonight, and I still got some left over.
See what I'm talking about?
I got a half a quesadilla left over.
Yo, it's
man.
recession proof. The team is real, man. The team, Sugar Sean team, be moving.
Yeah,
we doing it.
There's some big brothers back here in the kitchen, so they cooking.
Let's get it.
Yeah. They cooking. Cooking.
Shout out to Warren.
Good stuff, man. I do had a whole birthday party on video. Sure do. Got the whole DVD. It's on DVD. I know folks don't really understand what that means no more, but I saw I'm gonna tell you something. I saw something funny yesterday. One of them internet guys, man, they had like a little Instagram, a little reel, and it said they were going through ancient times, right? They had ancient times, man. They had the whole mask on, the whole suit on, blowing smoke off. Get what it was? A cassette tape. They were like, they were going back in medieval times, some BS, man, with a cassette tape. They were like, oh, and that jump was hilarious. But yeah, I got it on DVD. I sure do. So you gotta see that one. Oh yeah. You don't get aside to me that too tough when I show out like that. But I had to show out for that one. That was the big 4-0.
Yeah, I come out for my birthday, my 45th birthday. Gonna be crazy. It's 45. Bring your Jordan. You ready? Jordan's 45. It's some movie. I need my ice sculpture. We working on that. Like I'm doing it myself. It's like my own wedding. My wife is like, this guy's crazy.
You doing your own ice sculpture?
I'm having somebody do. They got to do an ice sculpture.
I thought
45.
you was making a sculpture.
Nah.
All
right, JT. JT, tell them what you got, man. Because Sugar Sean keep going.
Y'all go ahead and let them know where they can follow y'all at real quick, because y'all business real quick.
Cool.
Y'all dope.
This is Benjamin, Benji the Guru, and Phoenix. You can follow us at G and J. G is in Gordon. N, the letter N is in Nancy. J is in Jack. Media LLC. Well, G and J Media. Official G and J Media. There it is. My bad. I know we do. It's long.
You said it was long.
Official G and J Media, and also my inspiration page, which is Being Selfish Matters. Literally spelled the way it's spelled. Being Selfish Matters. If you need inspiration, you need a day. Somebody need to lift your head. I'll be right there for you. Being Selfish Matters. That's it.
Hey man,
y'all see that dope video? Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, they dope. For real. Y'all hired them. They're unapologetically dope. I got the hat right now. Plug. I got the hat right now.
Might as well put it on.
Nah, but for real, man, they doing some great work for Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
Great work.
Stuff is popping up, and I'm looking at it, seeing myself again like I'm never seen it before, knowing that I did it. Seriously,
my family.
They're getting it in. They're getting it in. So if you,
I just love how they keep capturing MJ, ask a cop. Y'all keep catching him with them expressions and whatnot. I don't know how y'all pull that jug off, man, but y'all catch him every single time. He be doing the jump with the eyes. Y'all catch him every time. That is so hilarious.
So yeah, look for your video edits, man. Need to get your stuff out there on social media. Hey, people, make sure you reach out to them. All right, for me, man, I'm actually, what are we in? Okay, I'm chilling right now. I'm still out there on that movie, Honk for Jesus. I actually still haven't seen it yet, wow. But I'm in it, so make sure you check that out. I am turning 55 in less than 48 hours, September 29th. I'll be the speed limit. Was going to have a big party on Saturday, but this hurricane is not agreeing with me. So we're thinking about what? No, let me change that. We are going to postpone it, but I will be at Fellowship on the night of my birthday. So you want to come through, put some smoke in the air with your brother, come do that. I'll be there on Thursday night. ATLshottest.com.
What time Thursday night?
I'm going to get there about 7 to eat, and I'll be there for the rest of the night. That Fellowship food is no joke.
I might find to make it through. I make sure I dress appropriately.
I thought Fellowship was church.
let me tell you something.
He said Fellowship. I thought he was going to church.
That Fellowship food is no joke. Real talk. Yeah, it's Cam's spot.
Oh, that's Cam's spot?
Yeah.
For real?
Gotta come. Yeah, you gotta come correct. But yeah, the food is dope.
I put on the bottoms.
They got fried lamb chops.
Fried
That's what
lamb
I said
chops.
too. Until I got the fried lamb chop, and then I ain't say no more. Yeah, it was on point for real.
Yeah, that's real.
But yeah, that's what it is about the birthday. ATLshottest.com, man. Y'all make sure y'all go there and vote. ATL's Hottest Comedy Club, Uptown. Make sure you do that. ATL's Hottest DJ, Ant Love from Uptown Comedy Club. Make sure you go and do that. ATL's Hottest online show, Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. ATL's Hottest Power Couple, me and my lovely wife, Kaya. Make sure you go there and do that vote. See, I got that in early this time. See, I did that. And as for my singular, ATL's Hottest Male Model, ATL's Hottest Gentleman, ATL's Hottest Actor, ATL's Hottest, there's one more. Online, ATL's Hottest Host, and ATL's Hottest Online Personality. Please go and get them votes in for me. I would really appreciate it. Actually being nominated is awarding enough, but a bigger reward would be if you voted, and I actually got to take home a plaque. I've taken home a plaque for the last 4 years. Let's not let it stop. I think that is going to do it for this week with Classic
October 11th, last day the early voting, October 11th.
Yeah.
Make sure you get your early voting in.
Man, I got to change my vote. I keep forgetting, man. I actually live in Atlanta now, so I got to change the whole voting and everything.
How about
I had to do all of that. Well, I've been living in Atlanta for damn near 30 years, and I finally got an Atlanta address. That's crazy.
That's wild.
But then, look, I got an Atlanta address, but everything I do it through East Point. Whole nother story. We'll do that another time.
They say happy upcoming speed limit, JT, from number one fan and Mama Bracy.
Appreciate y'all, for real, for real. Hey, it works. It works for me. It works for me, but I'm proud to be that age. I'm ready to go.
That's right.
Buy me a jersey with 55 on it.
Who was
Real.
55?
Terrell Suggs.
Junior Seau. Yeah, my party gonna be 45 for Jordan.
I'm not claiming none of that.
Back.
This is my 55. You seen Terrell Suggs, dog?
Yeah.
You looked at his, pull it up, look at his images.
See what old girl said last week.
I'm not claiming Terrell Suggs. I'm good. JT's 55. I'm getting my own jersey.
I look good though. He
had hair. I ain't got that no more.
He gone, but you know.
So that's what it is. I appreciate it. But I think that's gonna do it for Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And Ask a Cop.
He's not here, but you know what it is, and we out. You dig?
Feel the water flow. This is for the fire in your soul. We pray for better days to live a life. soul, in your soul, your soul, your soul. Soul cleansing, soul
Everybody
cleansing.
got problems. Everybody got problems. No matter which soul.
Soul cleansing, soul
That's why we gotta
cleansing.
call them. That's why we gotta call them. My spirit's so asshole.
Soul cleansing, soul.
Nearly lost my soul, nearly lost my faith. When I lost my brother, that's the day it went away. Mama cried, so did granny did too. So lost, so hurt, I ain't know what to do. So I yell, and I cuss up at God. Like why in the fuck, how could you do that? Bring that pain in my family, it's something we did. Tell me you mad at me, cause I can't deal. And it's hard to live without my brother, and it's hard to forgive, but still I pray.
Feel the water flow. This is for the fire in your soul.